broadcast crew for a live telecast. Please stay tuned.
Leaders' rights help our youth the truth to know, in love and honesty to grow, and living just and true, great lofty heights attain, to build a nation where peace and justice reigns. Thank you very much. Please be seated. Your Excellencies, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is the 6th Nigeria Diaspora Investment Summit, and wow, what a day it's been today, yesterday, as we've had new vistas, new aspirations, new visions, the diaspora and national development. For those of us who have been here and who've heard the pitches, put your hands together for talents in Nigeria. Thank you very much. I want to very specially recognize everyone here, but very especially the honorable ministers who have been able to join us. Some more we're expecting. I want to recognize here with us, please join me to recognize Honorable Minister, Federal Ministry of Housing and Urban Development, Architect Musa Ahmed Dagiwa. Thank you very much, sir, for being here. We also want to recognize a very, very distinguished man. He's been in the National Assembly. He continues to inspire young Nigerians because that's his trademark. A round of applause for the Federal Minister, Honorable Minister, Federal Ministry of Sports Development, Distinguished Senator John Eno. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us. And as you can tell, he looks like a young man. He always does. Ever young he is. Thank you for joining us. I want to recognize here with us our dear CEO, the woman who doesn't just get the job done, but stays at the forefront of the job. I love to call her All Nigerian. She is the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission NIDCOM Chairman and Chief Executive Officer. Please, a round of applause for Honorable Dr. Abike Dabiri Erewa. Thank you very much, ma. We celebrate you for what you do for Nigeria. I want to recognize here with us our very, very special sponsor, the Executive Governor of Rivers State. He's ably represented by the Commissioner and a team from Rivers State here with us. Please do give them a round of applause. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Honorable Commissioner. We also recognize the Executive Governor of Enugu State, and you'll be hearing what they're planning to do. Enugu wants to blaze the trail when it comes to this kind of program that the NDIS is doing. Please, a round of applause for the representative of the Governor of Enugu State here with us. I'm talking of Dr. Peter Mba, represented by Chizoba Ono, SSA, to the Governor. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Also want to very quickly recognize here with us distinguished Nigerians from various walks of life. Notable among them, we're glad to have here with us the Director General, Directorate of Technical Cooperation in Africa, DTCA, always a member of the family, Ambassador Rabiu Degeri MNI. Thank you, sir, for being here. We recognize the Executive Secretary, Chief Executive Officer, Nigerian Investment Promotion Commission, NIPC, Ms. Aisha Rimi, also here with us. Thank you very much. We also recognize here with us Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer, Wembold Estates Limited, Mr. Oluyemi Ejidiran. Thank you very much, sir, for being here. We appreciate you. I also want to quickly recognize the country manager, Lemonade Finance, Mr. Dolapo Omotosho. Thank you for being here. We recognize FBN Quest, Mr. Kayode Akingugbe. Thank you for being here. Group Managing Director, CEO, Nuremberg Financial Group, Mr. Tony Ede. Thank you for being here. Africa Senior Vice President, Haifa International, Ms. Adesua Ifedi, Executive Director, Chief Operating Officer, Corona Merchant Bank, also here with us. Thank you very much. We appreciate you for being here. A round of applause for them, please. From Ondo State, the Chairman, House Committee on International Relations and Diaspora Affairs, Honorable Fashono Oluwarotimi, is here with us. Thank you for being here. The Honorable Commissioner, Ministry of Regional Integration and Diaspora, Honorable Boye Olugbesi, thank you for being here. The permanent secretary, Mrs. Lola Amuda, thank you for being here. Director Diaspora Relations, Mrs. Folake Komolafe, thank you for being here. Director Finance and Administration, Prince S.A. Adekolurejo, thank you for being here. And Information Officer, Ms. Debbie Fumilayo, we appreciate you for being here. Your Excellencies, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I also want to ensure that you are aware that the Board of Trustees is well represented here. That's the Board of Trustees of the NDIS, and of course, the chairman of the Summit's Board of Trustees is Dr. Ms. Badewa Adejugbe Williams. Thank you very much, ma. She will be speaking in a short while. This is just to help us know that we will be expecting to join us very distinguished personalities. Hopefully will be joining us soon. The Chairman, House of Representatives Committee on Diaspora, Honorable Tanko Adamu. The Chairman, Senate Committee on Diaspora Matters, Senator Victor Ume. We also expect him to join us. Let me take this opportunity to recognize some very distinguished Nigerians in the entertainment sector who are here with us. The CEO, Kenny's Music and Media Group. He is a man also ever young. Please recognize Kenny Ogungbe here with us. Thank you. And can I break the news that we have a legend here with us, one of the Nigerian legends you can be proud of. All over the world, I already feel like singing reggae music. Please welcome the Opuds Wiliki, the man we know as the chairman, Musical Copyright Society of Nigeria, NTSN. Thank you very much, sir, for being here. Also in this room are distinguished Nigerians from various walks of life. I'm talking of Nigerians in the diaspora who have made their way to be here for this great event. We also have the Diaspora Focal Point Officers. They are dotted in parts of this room. Please, Excellencies, Focal Point Officers, rise for recognition wherever you are. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. They are very distinguished. They do a lot of work for NIDCOM indeed. And I want to recognize someone just seated by you. But before I do that, let me recognize the Secretary NIDCOM, Engineer Sule Yakubu Basi. Thank you very much, sir, for being here. There's someone seated right beside you, and I want you to tell the person you are recognized. You can do that better by saying it in your language. Welcome. Just say welcome in your language. If you don't understand what's been said, just say same to you in case you are afraid. You know, some languages are so powerful. By the time you hear welcome in some Calabar language, you almost feel like you are going to war. But that's the power of language. A round of applause for yourselves once again. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we begin now with the welcome remark. My name is Tokbe Ujeme. It's an honor to be here. If you don't clap for me, you would need to go to court by force. So clap for me so you don't go to court, because I have a lot of people who will stand for me. Please help me welcome, for the welcome remark, Dr. Miss Badewa Adejugbe Williams. A round of applause for her.
Wow, what an amazing day. Amazing 2 days. All protocols duly observed, if you would allow me. Too many dignitaries, executives, honorables here today. If I start listing everybody, I'll be here till another hour. So thank you all for dignifying us with your presence. I welcome you, every single one of you, to the 6th Nigeria Diaspora Investment Summit, which is organized by the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, NIDCOM, in collaboration with the Nigeria Diaspora Summit Initiative, with the theme, New Vistas, New Aspirations, New Visions, the Diaspora and National Development, which is why we hold NDIS. NDIS, inaugurated in 2018, has been instrumental in harnessing the potential of the Nigerian diaspora community for the economic development of the homeland. In the past 6 years, it has been able to provide a dynamic platform where investors from the diaspora could interact with potential sponsors, partners, business owners and promoters who are looking for investors, collaborators, and government officials for ease of doing business. Fortunately, NDIS has evolved into a catalytic platform that extends beyond dialogue, translating words into actions, driving real change and investment in Nigeria, and yielding significant impact over the years. Yesterday's pitches, I guarantee you, you are on a roll. We've had so many requests already from different investors all over the world asking about contact, connecting, reaching out to some of the pitches that were done yesterday. So already some deals are in the works, so congratulations. The different success stories collated from different participants of the past summits underscores the summit's tangible contribution to business and investment in Nigeria and to the socio-economic development of our people and the infrastructural development of our nation. Some of the success stories among so many include Quebec Foods Processing, Industrial Parts Limited in FCT Abuja. We're very proud of this young man. He's going all over the world. His business has taken off right after NDIS, and he's here as a sponsor of today's event. He signed a partnership agreement for equity financing, demonstrating the summit's impact on investment and collaboration. Also, Bedaco Global Resources Limited in Niger State, a 2020 and 2021 summit attendee, attracted interest from potential investors for their business. The Ginger Growers, Processors and Marketers Association of Nigeria in FCT Abuja, a 2020 summit attendee, started producing more value-added ginger products and initiated a partnership with the University of Abuja for a processing plant in a remarkable development. Haifa International, inspired by its participation in the NDIS of 2 years ago, is engaging in a partnership with us to address issues of sustainability, improved access, and value addition in Nigerian agriculture. As we all know, population of the world is growing, and Nigeria is estimated to probably double by the year 2050. We need to be able to feed ourselves. Haifa is primed to help us achieve that objective. This is a clear indication of the real-world impacts that NDIS has been achieving. I think we deserve a round of applause for that. We are proud of what we have achieved so far in driving Nigerian diaspora investment into the country and in achieving real-world impact in the economic space of the country. But we know we can do so much more, and this is what we are set to achieve in this 6th edition of the summit. It promises to be a landmark event, building on the momentum of its predecessors. The summit, as it's customary, will feature government officials and thought leaders who will set the tone for investment in this year's summit. As we all know that the present administration assumed their offices this year, this is a rare and remarkable opportunity for attendees to gain insights and directions from key figures in the Nigerian government, offering unparalleled access to the development, strategies, opportunities of this new administration in the nation's economic landscape. With a rich history of impact, the summit also promises a premier platform for Nigerian businesses seeking investment opportunities to present their ventures to global investors, foreign investors, and a global audience. One of our investors who is here in the room has committed to not only sponsor the two best MSME pitchers, is also committed to sponsoring 2 to 3 to present to a group of global investors in the United States of America, of over 5,000 international investors. He will train them, he will pay for the training, he will make sure they're ready, because that summit has 80% success. So we're already reassured that 2 to 3 pitchers from this hall will be featured in the United States before the end of this year. And we're also confident they'll get investors. All business owners have received training to effectively pitch their businesses in ways that will showcase their value proposition, highlight their growth potential, and connect them with potential investors on a global scale. This is all in a bid to build on the unparalleled exposure that the summit has consistently all through the past 6 years offered businesses, especially local businesses, and to ensure that these businesses attract substantial investments and expand their operations. In addition to showcasing businesses, the summit also provides interested organizations with the opportunity to exhibit their products, their services, and innovations to a diverse and influential audience. It also provides these organizations opportunity to forge valuable connections and partnerships with potential investors, collaborators, and business leaders from Nigeria and around the world. The key feature in this room is the business-to-business networking, so make sure you take full advantage of that. Meet the person next to you. You never can tell. That may be the change maker in your history. The Nigerian Diaspora Investment Summit has consistently enjoyed the support of numerous organizations that provide private and public who recognize the profound importance of the summit. Their contributions have been instrumental in making each summit a resounding success. We wish to appreciate the federal government, all the ministries, departments, and agencies of all the sectors covered, especially the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ministry of Trade and Investment, Ministry of Housing, Ministry of Sports, the Federal Capital Territory, and all the ministries, and Ministry of Education. They were very impactful yesterday. We also want to recognize our partners, Nigerian Investment Promotion Commission. They've been with us since day one, always supporting and being there for us. DTCA, another partner. We're very grateful for your support and partnership, sir. All our sponsors, what can we say? Your names have been mentioned. If not for you, we won't be standing here because we need money to make this run. Thank you so much for your support. The press, men, women of the press, we thank you for always promoting NDIS on all your platforms. So I don't want to hold you too long because I can speak forever. So I just want to extend this opportunity to once again welcome everybody to the 6th Nigeria Diaspora Investment Summit. And before I leave the stage, there is one person who is obviously absent. If she had been here, you would have seen her going up and down, working with the pitchers, making sure they were ready, making sure their pitches were queued and online to go. Communicated with everybody, connecting pitchers with investors, being the middle person for all. And she's no longer with us. So we want to take this moment to honor her memory. Thank you.
Oluchi was a great woman, and as we honor her, this short tribute comes up. Oluchi Ironkwe. Handled the pitchers. She was always there. We now invite the members of the committee to stand right in front as we all rise for a 1 moment silence in respect of this great lady, Oluchi Ironkwe. She's missed. We all do miss her. But she did her bit. She served Nigeria She served the NDIS. She was very special, and we honor and remember her today. All committee members, please to the podium as we now observe a minute silence. May the soul of Oluchi Ironkwe, Secretariat team member of the NDIS-NG, and the souls of all the faithful departed rest in peace. Amen. Thank you. Your Excellencies, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again. It is the opening ceremony of the NDIS, and like you've heard, if you're just joining us, we have been holding this. This is the 6th edition. We do have some participants physical and others online. For a moment, we recognize our online participants. Thank you very much. There they are. A lot of people online with us from all over the world, because NDIS connects the world. Thank you very much. A round of applause for our online participants as well. I'll now take the moment before we bring up the Chairman Chief Executive of NIDCOM to please inform you once again that please ensure that you register. And for those who are saying, I wish I pitched, I wish I did, well, you would have the opportunity to do that. All you need to do is go to the website and you would understand what the NDIS is all about, what they are doing, the Nigeria Diaspora Investment Summit, and they've been doing, this is the 6th year in a row. And you'll understand why new vistas, new aspirations, new visions are very important. Little wonder, the governor of Enugu State, His Excellency Peter Mba, has said that they must replicate this in Enugu. And you can tell that it goes round all other states of the Federation and, of course, around the world. Help me give another round of applause to NDIS. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is not in doubt that Nigeria is a great country, a country filled with talents, male, female, and spread all over the world. Talents that make a difference everywhere they find themselves. And I've taken this bit of a time because I'm aware of how much the life of Oluchi touched most people, especially the next speaker. But you would help me now, as I believe she's ready, to welcome the all-Nigerian Chairman, Chief Executive Officer, Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, NIDCOM, Honorable Dr. Abike Dabiri Erewa, Officer of the Niger OON. You're welcome, man.
Thank you very much and good morning. Well, most unfair to call me after the very emotional tribute to Oluchi. Just a moment. Maybe Oris Wirike should sing some reggae for us. Oluchi was an amazing young lady. She was a sickler, and she struggled, but she lived a good life, and she made such an impact on this topic. Without her, I'm sure we would have been where we are today. So Oluchi, rest in peace. We miss you, and we love you. Good morning, everyone. Number one, our apologies. We had a bit of a hitch this morning because the doors were locked because of the NLC strike, but here we are, and we're glad we could continue this program this morning. Let me start by, can I have some tissue? Thank you. For everyone who was here yesterday and you went through the preaching session and you loved it and learned, can I have a loud, yeah, yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
I did. I learned so much. Let me begin by recognizing our ministers. Honorable Minister of Housing, I told you I'll embarrass you today because, you know, when he was in charge of the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, he started the Diaspora Mortgage Program. As MD of Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria. And then he left. And then we didn't see him again. And then nothing happened. And then he became Minister of Housing. So what it means is that this is very special because today, the program that you started as MD of Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria is what we'll be launching today as you are the minister that will be launching. Isn't God just awesome? A fine gentleman, passionate about his work, one of the very best Nigerians that I've ever had cause to work with, we welcome you this morning. And thank you for all the support. As MD Federal Mortgage Bank, he was always with us. We walked through that. It was his idea, not ours. And we walked together and said, the diaspora deserves a mortgage. And here we are today, under your leadership. As minister, you are now the one that will now launch this mortgage scheme. Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. My brother, Senator John Owa Eno. Well, like they said, very sportish minister. John and I were in parliament together. We were together for 12 years, and then he left for the Senate. John is an outstanding Nigerian. I'm not surprised you are a minister today. And beyond that, he's my neighbor. So, he's my neighbor, and a great neighbor at that. But if another fine gentleman, a great Nigerian, John served passionately and diligence when we were in the House of Representatives, Chairman Appropriation, and legal Chairman Finance. John was never found wanting. We have great Nigerians everywhere, and I'm glad, John, that you're a part of this administration. I'm very proud to be your neighbor and your friend. Our other dignitaries will come in. As they come in, we'll recognize them. But you see, our two ministers came right on time for this program. Dr. Bassi, you're most welcome. Our Secretary of NITCOM. Our governors, Governor of Rivers State, who generously supported this program. We thank you very much, and we thank your representative, Honorable Commissioner. Thank you. The Governor of Enugu State was in touch yesterday, and he said, I'm going to host a diaspora program in Enugu State in December. And I just want to do what you're doing. And that is why he sent a lovely lady here today to see what we're doing. I said, they're doing this in December in Enugu State. A date is not, I think we said December 20th, whatever you're going to hear, but I want to invite all of you to Enugu State. Our diaspora focal officers, you're most welcome. Again, I say welcome to all of you. I can see FCT, Ondo, all of you are most welcome to this event. DTC, our brother, we've always worked together. It's such a pleasure to work with you all the time. Ambassador, ESNIPC, ESNCC, who also supported us greatly. We welcome you to this event. And of course, our diaspora in the building from all over the world. Canada, NCBN, we've always worked together. Ireland in the building, US, UK, China, Saudi Arabia, and for every one of you on the Zoom, you're most welcome to this very, very important summit. This is our 6th summit, and we're proud that it's growing bigger and better. And let me tell you something, we are creating wealth. The Diaspora Commission, working with NDSI, we have been creating wealth. And what it means is that we have the diaspora who are investing in Nigeria. And we will tell you in Naira and Kobo, in the document that we're compiling, how this has impacted the economy. Investing in healthcare sector, education, ICT, agriculture, housing, and you're going to hear about sports and why sports investment in sports by the diaspora is very, very important. So we're glad that yesterday we heard about Nigerians in the diaspora that are paying Nigerians here in dollars, working with them online. Those are amazing things, and we thank you, Nigerians in the diaspora, for all you've been doing for our country. And why we decided to put this together, in the words of Professor Shibajo, who in the last 4 years always opened this summit for us, he said, the summit is arguably one of the surest means of securing investments for the local economy. And that is why we're putting this together. We are the best in the world. We say so. We are the best in medicine. There's no way. I just came back from Saudi Arabia. It's amazing what Nigerians are doing over there. Even in Saudi Arabia, we have Nigerians that are helping to bring people over, get them employed properly, legitimately, on their own, working with the Saudi government. So we are the best in the world. Medicine, engineering, education, every part of the world, we're excelling. So why can't we translate this back to Nigeria? Because NIDCOM was set up to harness this enormous potentials of Nigerians abroad. So, and I'm glad we have, through this, been able to do our own bit in that regard. So we talk about remittances. I know it's always there, but we can do it a lot more. Imagine the diaspora, 1,000 diaspora, put $1,000 together. That's 1,000, that's a whole lot of money. And Dr. Ali Garba, who worked with us on the Diaspora Investment Trust Fund quietly, we counted on your expertise. Will be talking to us today about investing in your country, investing in the economy. And Dr. Garba, let me thank you very much. Can we appreciate this fine gentleman? And of course, we've talked about sponsors, Coronation Bank, Wema Board, Lemfi, all of you. We really do appreciate you. So as we move on, our theme, as we have heard for this summit, new vistas, new aspirations, new opportunities, the diaspora, and national development. This is very appropriate, particularly with the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. In Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, Nigeria is always the beautiful bride. Everywhere the president goes, everybody wants to do business with Nigeria. And that is why we say, so should be the Nigerian diaspora. If the Chinese, the Indians are investing in your country, you should invest in your own country. Because we know you have the money. We know you have the resources. We know you invest in other parts of the world. And that's why we're creating a platform to invest in Nigeria, because we in NIDCOM are your embassy here in Nigeria. So this is very, very apt and is appropriate because it creates innovative platforms of partnerships between the government and the diaspora in attracting investment into local businesses and thus enhancing diaspora direct investment into the country. Also, facilitating economic transformation through research and the local development of new energy solutions, which is expected to boost cross-sectoral investment opportunities. I'll mention a few of the local firms and companies that have benefited through participating in NDIS. This include non-profit organizations who benefited from donations from US-based grant maker, Rubber Foundation. This include the Association of Female Agripreneurs, AFA, Royal School of Educational Therapy Foundation, Vantage Point Academy, the 100 Naira a day school. This is the school where all you pay is 100 Naira. And you can imagine what those children are learning. Amazing. And the Godwin Uzoma Oronkwe Foundation. Beyond this, NDIS has over the years been expanding its participating network, showcasing their products and doing everything to target quite a number of remittances, quite a lot of number of investments into the country, such as the diaspora investors, sponsors, and government actors. Besides, NDIS has been providing pro bono coaching and mentoring services to pitchers, as we all saw yesterday. Where is Mr. Kazim? Dr. Kazim, are you in the building? Yeah. There's quite a lot of money that he is ready to bring into this economy for local pitchers. your new deals, how to sell your businesses and attract investments. This goes to show that the summit is not just keen on attracting foreign direct investments and ensure that the capacities of local businesses impact effectively on our great economy. So this is a summit that will grow. This is a summit that will build on. This is a summit that deserves every support. This is a summit that will make a lot of impact in the Nigerian economy. And this is a summit that will not relent in our drive to attract diaspora investment from all over the world. So as we move on in this summit, I will hear from our speakers. I just want to assure you that as Nigerians, we are the best in the world. We have everything. We have the human capital, which is our greatest asset, our greatest resource. We all need to join hands together. We all need to work together to build this great country of ours. We can criticize, no doubt about that. What are you doing to build your country? What am I doing to build my country? If we all work together, Nigerians at home and Nigerians in the diaspora, we have no excuses with poverty. We have no reason to even go over the world and be humiliated in some instances. So as we do this, let's just be rest assured that there will be challenges, no doubt about that. And that's why we have our ministers here. There will be challenges, but we have to overcome those challenges. I know that it's not a bed of roses. I know that the complaints that we get in NITCOM, but we try to work at them, we try to resolve them. But the most important thing is that we have to build this country together. Most importantly, as we heard yesterday, there's a new sheriff in town, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Let's work with him to take Nigeria to where Nigeria truly belongs, the top of the mountain. And only we can do this for ourselves. Coming back from my trip yesterday, virtually everybody in the plane were not Nigerians. And I was talking to some of them, they were all coming to invest in Nigeria. There's something they are saying that you, the diaspora, should see. And we are making you see it. And we're glad that you're beginning to see it. And I know that you will not regret investing in your country. So let's move on. Let's push on. Ultimately, we will build this country together. I thank you all very much for attending, and I look forward to a great event. Thank you very much, and God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. A round of applause for her again. Thank you very much, ma'am. Before we move on to the next session, where we have some goodwill messages, a quick recognition of the Honorable Minister of State of the Federal Capital Territory Administration, represented here by Director EPRS, Mrs. Joy Uzodinma. Thank you very much for being here. We also quickly recognize the representative of the EVC NCC, Mrs. Nina Ukoha, Deputy Director, Public Affairs. Thank you for being here, Mrs. Ukoha. And we recognize Architect Peter Okpanachi, Ms. Fatima Bala Kingibe, and Architect Peter Okpanachi is representing MDFHA. Thank you for being here. Ms. Fatima Bala Kingibe, Assistant General Manager, NAT East Department I hope I got that correct. We recognize you. Thank you for being here. Let me very quickly also recognize our main sponsors who have continued to keep faith with the NDIS. And that's Coronation, Haifa International Nigeria, and the River State government. Please a round of applause for them. Not forgetting all the other sponsors, we recognize you distinguishedly. I want to now bring up Director General, Directorate of Technical Cooperation in Africa, DTCA. Please help me welcome Ambassador Rabiu Dagiri, MNI, for a very brief goodwill message.
Thank you. Morning. Good morning. Distinguished honorable ministers, the chairman, NITCOM, Dr. Dabri Erewa, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I am immensely pleased that the Director of Technical Cooperation in Africa has played active role in organizing every edition of the Investment Summit. It is in this regard that I congratulate the co-organizers of this event, for the excellent arrangements that have been made to ensure the success of this important international event. I wish to express my thanks and appreciation to the institutions and partners for this 2023 Annual Diaspora Investment Summit, 6th in the series, for their belief in the vision of the initiative. I must here commend the dynamism of the chairman, Dr. Abikedabre Erewa, and Dr. Sule Yakubu Basi. The investment summit is primarily instituted to uncloak local and offshore investment potentials to Nigerians and the Nigerians in the diaspora community. The objective is to boost economic activities in the Nigerian economic sector by leveraging on the diaspora businesses, diaspora funds, and the expertise for investment opportunities in Nigeria. It is therefore a pleasure for me to be at this remarkable event and deliver this goodwill message. Those who had participated at the previous editions of the investment summits would appreciate the fact that a lot had been achieved in terms of the vision and mandate of the Nigerian Diaspora Investment Summit, NDIS, within the Nigerian economic sector. This could only be attributed to the resilience and purposeful determination of the organizers. This year's theme, New Vista, New Aspiration, New Vision, the diaspora and national development, is apt, and it could not have come at a more auspicious time when the new administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has launched the renewed Hope Agenda. The President's recent policies and pronouncements, already applauded worldwide, have further liberalized the investment climate and removed bottlenecks to investment and capital inflow. The conclusion and ratification of the African Free Trade Area and the centrality of Nigeria to the success of the project is instructive. Nigeria, it must be said, is the biggest economy on the continent, boasting of over 200 million consumers, with a young, vibrant population possessing boundless amount of energy and optimism. We have what it takes to attract any willing and genuine investors, which is why our Nigerians in diaspora must be the first to latch on to huge opportunities that have opened up in the country. Nigerians in diaspora and those at home have a unique opportunity to invest in the country, which in years to come will determine the contours of African trade, serving 1.4 million consumers. Africa has 1.4 million consumers, and Nigeria is the gateway. I think if this doesn't attract you, nothing will. It is often said that if you have not invested in the last 20 years, the best time to do so is now. The opportunities are there, then I think we have to take advantage of them. While we want to flaunt the investment opportunities of Nigeria, we must also be honest enough to highlight some of the challenges in order for concerned agencies of government to do the needful. Here I will quote a statement by a Nigerian of high international repute, the president of the African Development Bank, Dr. Akinwumi Adesina, on one of the challenges we face as a country with regards to export of our goods. He said, and I quote, "According to the sector operators, the cost of exporting 1,100 tons of cargo in Nigeria is $35,000, compared to only 4,000 in Ghana. Today, the leading ports for West Africa in Cote d'Ivoire, Ghana, Togo, and Benin Republic. All these countries have modernized their port management systems, leaving Nigeria further behind. On occasions like this, we have to think of innovative ways to deal with such challenges. We must have to be honest with ourselves. We have foreign exchange crisis. The only way we can earn foreign exchange is by exporting. And if our ports are so unattractive to exporters, then we are killing ourselves. This is something that we must have to do, to dislodge what is the bureaucratic entrenchment in our ports and make sure that our goods and exporters have easy access to the international markets. Let me now return to my constituency, which is the DTC, a Director of Technical Cooperation in Africa. At the DTC, we have no doubt that the summit would achieve more and surpass the expectations of the organizers, given the interest shown both internally and externally, and the caliber of people in attendance. The DTC would continue to engage with Nigerians in diaspora, experts and professionals who are willing to contribute to national development. We will continue to support diaspora programs and events with other agencies and stakeholders for the socio-economic development of the country and Africa at large. Before I end my remark, I would like to invite interested persons to register on our website and upload their CVs at dtca.gov.ng. We do a lot of programs and projects all over Africa, including Nigeria. And we need expertise of our diaspora and Nigerians who are resident in the country to join our team so that whenever we have any programs to do, we would have abundance of CVs and experts to look at. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you very much. Another round of applause for him. Thank you. Once again, some very quick recognitions. Let me very quickly recognize Nigeria Diaspora Direct Investment Summit Group in the UK, led by Chief Bimbo Afolayan. I'm told he's online. Chief Bimbo Afolayan, we'll be glad to see you. He's online, Chief Bimbo Afolayan. If you wave your hand or something, we'll be happy to see you. So it's important, we're recognizing him because he's done a great work. There he is, Bimbo Afolayan. Yeah, thank you. Otumba Bimbo Afolayan. Thank you very much, sir. We recognize you. He's done a great job of starting this in the UK, and he's supporting Nigerians also. There he is. Thank you. We can see you clearly now. Thank you very much. Otumba Bimbo Afolayan, thank you, we appreciate you. Also want to recognize the NCBN, the Canada group. We'll get to hear much later from King Wale Adesonya. He'll be coming up very shortly to speak. But let me right now bring up the podium. Before that, earlier I mentioned Hajia Fatima Kingibe, representing the MD Northeast Development Commission. Hajia, thank you very much for being here. Thank you. We'll be bringing up right now the Executive Secretary, Chief Executive Officer, Nigerian Investment Promotion Commission, NIPC, Ms. Aisha Remis, ably represented by Hajia Ghana Wakil. Hajia Wakil, please come forward for very brief goodwill message. A round of applause for Hajia. Thank you very much, Hajia.
Okay. Thank you. A'udhu billahi minash shaitani rajim. Bismillah. Aisha Rimi, like the chairman, said she was in Saudi and stopped over in Egypt to continue with the investment promotion. So on behalf of the ESNIPC, who is unavoidably absent, I congratulate the chairman, NIDCOM, and her team in the NDIS for successfully organizing the 6th edition of this event, which has been getting better with every succeeding edition. NIPC is happy to be part of it from inception. This meeting is very special to us at the NIPC, as it will continue to serve as a platform for us to interact with the Nigerian diaspora and target the diaspora community to attract and channel more of their remittances into direct investment in the critical sectors of the Nigerian economy. The diaspora community is no doubt a key and significant player in the economic development of Nigeria. Let me say here that according to the World Bank and Budget Office of the Federation, Nigerian diaspora remitted $168.33 billion in the past few years into the country. And certainly this has an impact on our foreign exchange and has kept the country's forex reserve afloat. Similarly, in 2022, the World Bank stated that remittances flow to Africa, sub-Saharan Africa, grew by 5.2% to 53 billion, and Nigeria had the largest share of those remittances. Again, in a study on behalf of the federal government by DFID, it was found that the bulk of the remittances were utilized for household consumption. The small fraction that goes into investments are channeled to portfolio investment and real estate, while a negligible percentage goes into direct investment. This low level of diaspora investment into the direct investment, according to the study, is lack of sufficient available capital, lack of awareness of investment opportunities, and difficulty in identifying trustworthy investment opportunities. However, the efforts of NITCOM and other initiatives that specifically target the diaspora community has succeeded in creating the needed awareness and continue to do so. In recognition of this fact, the NIPC has been working with the NITCOM to target diaspora community to channel more of the remittances into direct investment in the critical sectors of the Nigerian economy, especially those highlighted by our National Development Plan 2021 to 2025. These are agriculture, renewable energy, technology, health, and education. Many of these sectors already have generous investment incentive packages. Furthermore, the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu recently introduced new economic reforms to stimulate and enhance competitiveness of Nigeria's economy to attract quality foreign direct investment into the critical sectors that have been mentioned. There is no gainsaying. We don't pretend to say that there are no challenges in the economy, but most of these challenges are often exaggerated, and the government efforts to address them and the opportunities available are highly underreported. Though we are not where we ought to be in terms of ease of doing business, we are definitely far from where we needed to be, where we used to be. As Nigeria's foremost agency responsible for promoting, coordinating, and facilitating investment in the country, NIPC is happy to partner with NITCOM in driving some of the very useful recommendations that will come out of this summit in targeting diaspora direct investment. And of course, to facilitate those investments, we have a team of experts here that will assist investors through the regulatory procedures of investment in Nigeria. NIPC will continue to maintain investor support to navigate regulatory and administrative processes through the One-Stop Investment Center. We are equally focusing on more on aftercare, and we are happy that the NITCOM is doing it differently. Instead of the endless talk shops, we have seen pitches here which are tangible projects that investors can take advantage of. Finally, I thank you all for the attention.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we'll have a few quick speeches, and I want to very quickly welcome, like I told you earlier, we have the team of the Nigerian and Canada Business Network Group, led here by King Wale Adesoya, the national chairman. We'll give him just 2 minutes to speak, and afterwards we'll have the privilege of having the legend and Dr. Kenny Ogungbe here on stage to also speak for 2 minutes. Please welcome King Wale Adesoya.
Thank you for organizing this. I want to basically thank the NITCOM, as the lead organization to put this together. I don't think I've missed any one of these events. Every year we bring a delegation from Canada to Nigeria to look for business opportunity. We come here to shop for partners, and that's the whole essence of these organizations. And every year, it gets better and better and better. So I want to basically give a round of applause to all the organizers and NITCOM. Please help me to give them a round of applause. And also, this year has been very good because I got my new shoes made in Nigeria. So I won't take too much of time. I just want to say we want you to take this opportunity to invite you to Canada because we love what is going on here. We want you guys to come to Canada and show the Canadians what is possible, what Nigeria has to offer Canada. So we have Mr. Adewale here and Dr. Adewale. Just wave, So they are going to be leading, so please talk to them when you have the opportunity. It's going to be in October 8th to 12th next year. We want Nigerians to represent in Canada. Thank you for the opportunity, and Mr. MC, you're doing a wonderful job.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. And when I saw that made in Nigeria shoe, I just said, wow, that's wonderful. That again makes us happy because we're seeing Nigeria having great things coming out. One of the made in Nigeria you can never forget is a legend. Otis Willicky is here with us. He will be coming up with Kenny Ogungbe, who is CEO Kenny's Music Media Group. We'll give them 2 minutes to just say something about the copyright. Otis is, of course, Willicky is chairman, Musical Copyright Society of Nigeria, NTSN. Please welcome him with a round of applause.
Thank you very much indeed. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you all for this honor. I want to thank the great initiators of this great program, especially my darling sister, Dr. Abike Debri, for putting this kind of huge strategy in place to further make us a greater nation. Thank you. My name is Otis Willicky. I'm a musician. I also protect people's work. Yes. In the event of what we are talking about now, we are talking about investment, especially to those in the creative space. There will be need for you to understand that you don't create these works and throw them in an open space. Otherwise, people will pick them all up and use with you getting nothing. And to make you understand that you don't have government pension as a creative person. Your pension is your copyright. What you get to protect your works, even when you die, 70 years after you die. And so there will be need as you do all of this, those in the creative space to ensure that their works are duly protected by registering with a company like Musical Copyright Society of Nigeria. That way, people will never try to mess with your jobs. If they do, you sit at home and then we do the job for you. And so we make money from you where you are not expecting. So it is very important for people, to those who do creativity, to ensure that their works are protected. Thank you very much. My sister asked me if I could do just one. Let me just do a piece of song for you, so we'll do it together to lively the whole house. So let's just clap like this. I see it falling. Yes, the walls of Babylon. I see them falling by the wayside, oh yeah. They came to school us with that brainwash education. They came to teach us their own way that will split us apart. Ooh wee, ooh wee. So, we don't need no Babylon law, for it's man-made. All we know is the 10 Commandments. Yes. The Babylon law could be twisted anyway, but in the commandment, you don't have no escape. So black man, are you wanted? Are you wanted? Or do they want you anyway? So, black man, are you wanted? Or do they? Thank you so much. Thank you. God bless you.
So, Uncle Kennis is going to give us some great stats that you've not heard before.
I'm not going to sing. Distinguished ministers, good morning. I just want to say thank you to our Nigerians in diaspora. Nigerian music today is being sold by Nigerians in diaspora. I've recorded over 70 albums in the past 22 years. 70 albums. And selling the music to the USA, that's the #1 country streaming the song right now. Number 2 is the United Kingdom. Number 3 is Canada. That's a fact. And who are the people streaming the songs? They are Nigerians. They are their children. And again, it's also good to let them know they are supporting Nigerian creative industry without even knowing it. And again, it's also good to know that the future of Nigerian music is right now. Population of Jamaica is 6 million. 6 million people from Jamaica. Listen to the legend, Oris Wiliki, sang in reggae. Population of Nigeria 2023 is 200 million. By 2050, Our Lady said it will be doubled to 400 million. The Nigerians that are listening to Nigerian music today, they will be doubled, and investments will be double, and revenue will be triple. So it's good to support Nigerian music. If you don't know, now you know the future of Nigerian music is great. Copyright is important because the MCSN is the one that can protect your work forever. Even when you are dead, they are still maintaining your copyright to your family, and I thank you for listening.
Thank you very much, sir. Another round of applause for him. So while the legend Oris Wiliki gave us that reggae shot, it shot into the room two very distinguished gentlemen. The Chairman, Senate Committee on Diaspora Matters, very distinguished Senator Victor Ume. Thank you very much for being here, sir. A round of applause for you. I felt like distinguished. I felt like you wanted to dance. You just needed to hear the drum beats. Welcome. Also, we have here with us Chairman House Committee, House of Representative Committee on Diaspora, Honorable Tanko Adamu. Thank you, sir, for being here. We appreciate you. Thank you very much. So very quickly, we'll go through the sponsors' remark. I told you earlier, our main sponsors are very specially recognized. Coronation, of course, the government of Rivers State, and Lamifa, and all the sponsors, main sponsors, we do recognize them. We'll quickly take some special remark, and we'll begin with the Vice Chairman, Chief Executive Officer of the Nigeria Communications Commission, NCC, represented here today by Mrs. Nina Ukoha, Deputy Director, Public Affairs. Please welcome Ms. Ukoha. She speaks to us just for 2 minutes, very brief. A round of applause for her as she comes.
Honorable ministers here present, heads of MDAs here present, my great sister, Dr. Abike Dabiri Erewa, Chairman, CEO, NITCOM, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I wish to inform you that Dr. Aminu Maida, the Executive Vice Chairman and CEO of Nigerian Communications Commission, is not here with us, but he sends his regards and love, and he is not here due to exigencies of duties. Please bear with him. He sends a goodwill message, which I'm going to read. The Nigerian Communications Commission is delighted to be part of the 2023 Nigeria Diaspora Investment Summit, organized in collaboration with NITCOM. Over the years, the NCC has been a strategic partner to the NDIS. It is our pleasure to be partnering to this event, which has continued to provide an avenue to educate our stakeholders about the Commission's activities and mandate. The theme of this year's event, New Vistas, Aspiration, New Visions, the Diaspora National Development, highlights some key components of the strategic plan of the Honorable Minister of Communication, Innovation and Digital Economy, Dr. Bosun Tijani. It is in this light and keying into the vision of the minister that the NCC is pursuing the target of boosting Nigeria's broadband penetration rates to 70% by the end of 2025, while also targeting that coverage is provided to at least 80% of the country's population, especially the underserved and unserved population by the end of 2027. Another key aspect of the minister's strategic plan involves training 3 million youths in the area of emerging technologies such as artificial intelligence, robotics, Internet of Things, and blockchain. This promises increased digital literacy by the year 2027. The focus of this training is to export talent opportunities for people in the country and in diaspora to explore and tap into the endless benefits in the sector in order to contribute to the country's economy. On that note, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we wish you well in this auspicious event and we wish to share in the outcomes. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And quickly we invite the Managing Director, Union Bank PLC, represented by Helen Okeme. Helen Okeme, Union Bank PLC. Please very quickly, a round of applause for them. 2 minutes. We want to appeal that all our speakers please keep to time because we have a very short time and we would like to get this over and done with as quickly as possible. Welcome, Helen.
Good afternoon. His Excellency, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Kashim Shettima, Honorable Ministers of the Federal Cabinet, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is truly an honor to stand before you today at this event, the 6th edition of the Nigeria's Investment Summit, a gathering of great minds and talents committed to fostering greater engagements and opportunities with the Nigerian diaspora community. This laudable initiative, a brainchild of the Nigerian Diaspora Commission, has the potential to drive mutual economic growth and positive change for both Nigeria and its citizens based abroad. Investing in Nigeria is not merely a transaction, it is an investment in our shared future and commonwealth. Nigerians across the globe have proven over time to possess unique insights, skills, and talents that have seen them strive and rise to the peak of their careers. We must leverage on these strengths to fuel innovation, entrepreneurship, and sustainable development. It is my sincere belief that we all have a duty to create a conducive environment and welcome and support diaspora investment and ease of doing business. This means a collaboration between the public and private sector to align efforts at eliminating cumbersome bureaucratic processes that discourage diaspora investment in the country. At Union Bank, we are committed to providing a convenient banking and investment solution for Nigerians in diaspora, like our mortgage and asset finance products, which provides finance options for foreign-based Nigerians that are looking to own properties in Nigeria. We have also made provisions for our citizens studying abroad to have access to student loans of up to $100,000. Our services also extend to the potential Nigerian business owners living abroad through our seamless payment and collection solutions that handles tax remittances, salaries, payroll administration, bill payment, vendor management, and workflow automation. I urge all stakeholders, including government and federal, state, and local government levels, private sector, civil societies, to join hands to unlock the full potential of our diaspora's contributions and create a win-win scenario for both investors and Nigeria as a whole. Before I leave, I would like to commend Honorable Dr. Abike Dabiri-Erewa, Chairman, Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, NIDCOM, for her tremendous efforts towards encouraging diaspora investment in Nigeria and for the success of this event today. Lastly, let's remember that borders are not barriers, but a gateway to shared success, and we should ride on this golden opportunity that has presented itself to us. Thank you, everyone, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. We'll be calling up next the Chief Executive Officer of Wema Board Estates Limited, Mr. Oluyemi Ejidiro. Mr. Ejidiro comes up to speak for 2 minutes. Please a round of applause for him.
Honorable ministers present here, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad to be here today. First, I'd like to congratulate the impressionable Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian Diaspora Commission, Mrs. Abike Dabiri, for this laudable achievement in the history and annals of the Nigerian economy. I also want to appreciate the role that has been played by Dr. Williams and the likes of King Wale Adesanya in midwifing advocacy platforms for mobilizing investment for diaspora community. I express my heartfelt and sincere appreciation and congratulations on this successful hosting of the Nigerian Annual Diaspora Commission event. This remarkable event serves as a testament to the collective efforts and dedication of the Nigerian Diaspora Commission. We, as Wema Board, we've tried our best to be able to also mobilize some investment from the Diaspora Commission. And I do believe that the real estate sector of the economy deserves even more mobilization of investment due to the shortage of housing in the country. I'd like to thank the Honorable Minister for the role he has played and he still continues to play. Our sector, the real estate sector of the economy, has been badly impacted by the vagaries of the Nigerian economic dynamics. But we are ready to partner with the Honorable Minister of Housing as a Wema Board to be able to deliver a solution. You will agree with me, sir, and this was one of the conversations we had with you when we met about 3 weeks ago, that the economy is been affected by the foreign exchange dynamics, and it has made a whole nonsense of the concept we call affordable home. The reality of the matter is that there is no affordable cement, there is no affordable reinforcement. But what can we do? And we have to provide for Nigerians, both local and in diaspora. I can assure you we will do our best humanly possible to deliver solution. Wema Board is a real estate company, 61-year-old standing, a subsidiary of Odua Group investment company. We've been in this business. We deliver housing solution. We are ready to partner with Nigerians in diaspora. One of the mobilization of investment from diaspora that we had in Canada recently, we made it abundantly clear that our role is to deliver solutions for Nigerians anywhere they may be in the world. The success of this advocacy platform, which I believe is very critical in the annal of Nigerian history, depends on how we are able to harmonize solutions arising from the conversation we're having at this summit. And I do believe that with the role that is being played by the Nigerian Diaspora Commission, success will be for mobilization of investment in the diaspora from the diaspora community. I want to congratulate you on this occasion and wish you well in all your endeavors. Thank you very much, and God bless.
Thank you very much. I want to quickly confirm if we have here one of our sponsors, Country Manager, Lemonade Finance, Lemfi, Mr. Dolapo Motosho. Are you here, sir? Lemonade, are they here? Okay, so we'll just give you a moment. Please come up, Lemonade. Please a round of applause for them. Yeah, so bring it down while she's speaking.
I'm Miss Dolapo Motosho. Sorry. Let's start this. Good afternoon, honorable ministers. Good afternoon, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dolapo Motosho, and I'm very thrilled to be here. I'm currently the country manager for Lemfi, Nigeria. And at Lemfi, we're building a place where Nigerians everywhere get to hold currencies, multi-value currencies, in any currencies that matter to them and resonate with their needs. We currently serve about 600,000 Africans in the diaspora. Our unique offerings to them are we give them the best rates, we send our transactions instantly, and they are able to do it from anywhere. They don't need a third-party interference. We're pushing the needle forward with our sister company, also serving individuals in Nigeria, specifically businesses in Nigeria, send money to their partners from the comfort of their offices. Individuals like, businesses like Travel Start, Petrocam, and Stallion Motors are able to access much needed FX from the comfort of their offices at the best rate with a 0.04% for transaction. At Lemfi, I think one of the great things we do with the diaspora community is we do not charge a transaction fee. I've been very opportune to meet a few people here that use the product and had like very, very interesting insights, and that's why we're here today. We want to hear from our community how to serve them better going forward as Zaid and as Lemfi. The goal here today is to listen to you, impute these changes, and make sure that we move your currency to where it matters. I feel every African in the diaspora has too many people and too many connections to have only one currency at their disposal. We give people access to multi-currency wallet wherever they are. We're standing here today to listen to you as the diaspora funding partner, and we can't wait to do more. So we have a stand outside. If you want to send money to your business partner, receive money from the diaspora, just come out there. We'll get you started. In less than 10 minutes, you're up and running. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Want to recognize Nuremberg Financial Group. Thank you very much for your work. They're not here. We'll move on to Heifa. Oh, okay. Okay. Can you permit that you speak a little later, because we're really running out of time? Thank you, Norimberg. You are very well recognized. Norin Berger, that's Berger, right? Norin Berger Financial Group. Mr. Tony Ede, thank you very much. We have Africa's Senior Vice President, Ms. Adesua Ifedi of Heifa International, represented by Chuba Ezigwe, Heifa Nigeria Communications Manager. Mr. Chuba will speak very briefly. Mr. Chuba, your time starts now.
Good afternoon, Your Excellencies. I'd like to express Adesua Ifedi's deepest regrets that she's not made it here. Alongside the country manager, they had to go on a quick business trip. Heifa International is an international agro-focused development organization. We've been around the world for about 80 years, in Africa for about 40 years, and just under 2 years in Nigeria. But we've been partnering with NIDCOM for an NDSI for NDIS, and we're happy to be here today. A couple of months ago, the federal government declared state of emergency in the food security sector. So part of why we're here is to inject that consciousness in us that as a nation, we must begin to hold conversations and consider collaborations that will help us feed ourselves. And one of the ways that this will happen is by collaborations with business leaders and government stakeholders in the room. So as an organization, we bring our greetings from our senior leadership. We're here all through the summit. We've got a stand outside, and we look forward to deepened collaborations and initiatives that will help guarantee a food secure country that feeds itself and exports to support other nations. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Coronation is up next. Coronation Merchant Executive Director, Chief Operating Officer, Mrs. Funke Feisheton Ladimeji. Please welcome her with a round of applause. Check.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It is quite a pleasure to be here today. So, to the Honorable Chairman of NIDCOM, Honorable Abike Dabiri Erewa, permit me, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, to stand on all well-laid and existing protocols. I thank you for this opportunity to address you on behalf of Coronation Group Limited, a proud sponsor of this incredible event that is focused on new vistas, new aspirations, and new opportunities for the Nigerians in the diaspora, as well as for our nation, our national development. So let me first start by congratulating Honorable Abike Dabiri Erewa, Chairman of NIDCOM, the entire NIDCOM team, the Nigerians in Diaspora Investment Summit, the Nigerians in Diaspora Investment Trust team. Let me congratulate all of you for this wonderful event. I say it's another well-curated opportunity to connect Nigerians in the diaspora to opportunities and the happenings in Nigeria. The NIDCOM platform, because it is indeed a platform, led by the chairman of NIDCOM, and led by her with passion and with excellence, has continued to champion the importance of diasporans to the Nigerian economic growth and development. And so I commend you. I commend the entire NIDCOM team and the sister companies. So I stand before you today as a representative of Coronation Group, a financial player that is deeply committed to facilitating growth and prosperity in our nation. Allow me to briefly introduce Coronation, introduce us, and why we are here today. Coronation Group is not just a financial services player. We're a partner in progress. We bridge connecting We are a bridge to connecting aspirations with opportunities. With a rich legacy in the financial industry, Coronation has been at the forefront of innovation and consistently delivering exceptional financial services that stand the test of time. And so to our esteemed diaspora community, Coronation Group understands that your financial needs are unique, and we are here to address them with tailored solutions. Whether you are looking to invest, whether you are looking to bank, whether you are looking to insure, whether you are looking at the private sector or the public sector, well, let me call it private market or the public markets. We recognize the importance of providing services that align your aspirations for a secure investment in Nigeria, for a diversified investment portfolio, and very importantly, for impact. In our pursuit of excellence, we are thrilled today to announce our collaboration with the Nigerians in Diaspora Investment Trust. And this partnership is not just for us a business venture. It goes way beyond that. It is a commitment to fostering economic growth and development in Nigeria. Together, Coronation and the Nigerians in Diaspora Investment Trust, together we aim to create an environment where your financial endeavors can flourish seamlessly. Furthermore, I am pleased to share that Coronation Technologies has designed a portal, which should come on the screen, that is hosted on NIDCOM website, and this portal will provide diasporans with convenient access to a range of financial solutions, with the first phase featuring our asset management for investment solutions. And this initiative is a testament to our commitment to enhancing accessibility and convenience for our valued diaspora community. We look forward to providing a seamless experience to all our stakeholders. Coronation's collaboration with Nigerians in Diaspora Investment Trust is designed to facilitate ease and enhance your ability to invest, to bank, to insure, as well as have meaningful impact without hurdles that often accompany cross-border transactions. We understand that navigating the financial landscape can be indeed daunting, especially when it involves investments. But rest assured, our partnership is geared towards simplifying the process and empowering you, the diasporans, to make informed decisions and with confidence. Coronation Group our commitment to your financial success extends well beyond banking. Our diverse entities, including our asset management entity, has tailored investment solutions for strategic and sustainable wealth growth. Our banking service offers expertise in innovative solutions, both for corporates as well as for personal needs, for businesses and for personal needs. We have a registrar business that is focused on ensuring integrity and efficiency for investments. Through top-notch registrar services, we have a securities business providing a comprehensive suite of services to meet your diverse investment needs. We have a trusteeship, a private equity business, and a venture capital business. All our opportunities, and collectively they embody our holistic approach to financial services. Together, these entities and more form a one-stop solution catering to all your financial requirements seamlessly, and this is focused on the diasporans. We acknowledge that investing can indeed be accompanied by concerns and some fears, especially when it involves our homeland. However, Coronation is committed to transparency, security, and trust. Through this collaboration, we aim to address and alleviate any concerns, providing you with the assurance that our investments, your investments, are in safe hands. In conclusion, Coronation Group is not just a financial institution. We are dedicated, and we are your dedicated partner in realizing your financial aspirations in Nigeria. Together with the Nigerians in Diaspora Investment Trust, we are paving the way for new vistas, for new aspirations, and for new opportunities. And let us embark on this journey together, hand in hand, towards a future of financial success and national development. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Coronation Group. Thank you, we appreciate. And with Coronation Group, we should be ending the sponsors' remark, but we're not going to leave out Lauren Berger, because I did say we would come back to them. The Lauren Berger Financial Group, Mr. Tony Ede, will now come up to speak. Please welcome him with a round of applause.
And just after this, we'll be heading for the other part of the program very shortly.
Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, my name is Pabina Yinkere. I'm the business head asset management at Lauren Berger Financial Group. I am here representing our MD, GMD Tony Ede, who is unavoidably absent, and he's asked that I give this very brief remark. Lauren Berger is excited to partner with the summit as a sponsor. NDIS 2023 holds immense importance and promises as it provides a platform for the diaspora community to contribute to the growth of local businesses and attract foreign direct investments into the country. In 2022, the World Bank statistics indicated that diaspora remittances to Nigeria through official channels stood at over $22 billion. This is a huge inflow into the Nigerian economy that aids the growth and development of our beloved country. Thus, the diaspora community needs the support of both government and businesses to drive its participation in the socio-economic, cultural, and political development of Nigeria. We therefore welcome the pledge by the Central Bank Governor, Mr. Olayemi Kadeso, to look into the high charges of remittances to Nigeria to encourage more inflows from the diaspora. We thank the Chairman, Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, NIDCOM, Honorable Dr. Abike Dabiri Erewa, OON, for initiating these conversations in a recent meeting. At Lauren Berger, we are committed to supporting these initiatives as we provide cutting-edge financial solutions that cater to the diverse needs of our clients. Our Lauren Berger Dollar Fund, a mutual fund tailored for Nigerians in the diaspora aiming to grow their wealth at home, is one of our primary products and aligns with the objectives of this summit. And if I may add, the fund is currently one of the better performing in its category. In addition, we offer businesses that cover pensions management, insurance, securities trading, development finance, investment banking, fintech, digital banking, and other products that will serve our diaspora community well. We are confident that each of us will look back at this event as a milestone, one that provides great value and sets the tone for major capital inflow into our country. Much like Lauren Berger's 5th year anniversary, which was keenly represented by our milestone celebration, where we launched our Lauren Berger Nigeria Entrepreneurship Fund, we trust that this event would also provide an avenue for people who are enterprising, inspiring, and look to grow Nigeria as a home base. At this summit, we have set up dedicated product knowledge booth outside there. You can find our banners there. Please do stop by and take advantage of it. In concluding, I am excited about this opportunity to engage with fellow professionals, investors, and stakeholders present. I am confident that our collective efforts will contribute to the continued success and growth of the financial landscape in Nigeria. Best wishes for a fruitful and impactful Nigeria Diaspora Summit 2023. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we come to special remarks now as we're hoping to conclude this event in another 20-25 minutes. I want to very, very respectfully invite the Honorable Minister of State, Ministry of Federal Capital Territory, who is ably represented here by the Director, EPRS FCTA, Mrs. Joy Uzodimma, for a brief special remark. Please welcome her with a round of applause. And while she comes, a picture you see on your screen indicates yesterday, actually the team was with the Minister of Mines and Steel, Mr. Dele Alaki, and there you can see them. And the ministry also gave its own part of ensuring that they support the NDIS. This is indeed national and it is everywhere. Thank you very much. A round of applause for the team again as we now welcome the FCTA.
Thank you very much. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I bring you greetings from the FCT administration. The Honorable Minister of State, FCT, Dr. Maria Mahmood, could not make it, unavoidably absent, and has asked me to read her speech. It is an honor to address you at this auspicious occasion of the 6th edition of Nigeria Diaspora Investment Summit with the theme, New Vistas, New Aspirations, New Visions, the Diaspora and National Development. This August gathering is a testament to the importance we place on harnessing the skills, resources, and expertise of our global Nigerian community. As we gather here today, our nation stands at the threshold of unprecedented opportunities. And it is a clear indication that Nigerian government is committed to creating an enabling environment for investment. And we recognize the vital role our diaspora community plays in this endeavor. Nigeria, with its rich cultural diversity and vast economic potential, is ripe for strategic investments. It is heartwarming to note that the incumbent government, led by His Excellency, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, is consolidating on reforms to improve ease of doing business, ensuring a more transparent and investor-friendly climate. I therefore encourage you, the diaspora, to be active participants in this transformative journey. Ladies and gentlemen, your skills and experiences gained abroad are invaluable assets that can contribute significantly to the growth and development of various sectors in Nigeria, from technology and healthcare to agriculture and renewable energy. The time is now for us to join forces and build a stronger, more prosperous Nigeria together. I acknowledge the challenges that may exist. However, the government is committed to addressing them collaboratively. Your insights and feedbacks are crucial in shaping policies that will facilitate a seamless integration of diaspora investments into our national development, in line with the renewed hope agenda of the present government. Let us form partnerships that transcend borders, creating a synergy that propels Nigeria to new heights. Together, we can unlock the immense potential that lie within our nation, building a brighter future for all Nigerians. In conclusion, as we convene at the Nigeria Diaspora Investment Summit, let us celebrate the enduring spirit of collaboration and innovation that define the relationship between Nigeria and its diaspora. Together, we forge pathways for sustainable investment, driving progress and prosperity for our shared future. On behalf of the FCT administration, I thank you for your dedication, and I look forward to witnessing the positive impact of your investments on the continued development of our beloved Nigeria. Once again, thank you for your kind attention, and God bless you all.
Thank you very much. Thank you, madam. And now we move on to invite the Chairman, House of Representatives Committee on Diaspora, Honorable Tanko Adamu, who has patiently waited up until now. He represents the people and he comes to speak for the people. Honorable.
Thank you very much. The Honorable Ministers, the Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of NETCOM, other critical stakeholders, the service providers in the business of linking up Nigerians in diaspora with their home country, other investors. It is my extreme pleasure to be here and to be part of this very important event, which is the Diaspora Investment Initiative, bring together in partnership with NITCOM. There is no question in the fact that most of the problems that Nigeria is facing today can actually be confronted with the support of Nigerians in diaspora. Nigeria is in critical need of capital investment and also in critical need of technology. So we can leverage on our diasporan community to bring in capital and also to bring in technology in critical. So this very important summit is very timely and is very crucial to the future of this country. And we have to support it and to be able to do more of it. From our part, on the side of the National Assembly, House of Representatives in particular, we are ever ready to support NITCOM and to support the linking up of Nigerians in diaspora with their home country, with the enabling laws in order to facilitate smooth interaction and for the benefits of our home country. We are ready, particularly there are lots of Nigerians in diaspora that are interested in housing and all of that. So on the part of the National Assembly, under the leadership of our able speaker, Right Honorable Tajuddin Abbas, we are ready to come up with the right legal framework, the right laws, enabling laws to modernize our laws in order to support investment and in order to support Nigerians to be able to link up with our home country to boost the economy and place Nigeria on the right pedestal of development. So once again, let me use this opportunity to congratulate us all for having this very important event and then express our support and sincere appreciation for the opportunity to be part of it. Thank you. I welcome us all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable. And from the Red Chambers, we have a very distinguished Nigerian Senate Committee Chairman on Diaspora Matters. Help me welcome distinguished Senator Victor Ume.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. The Honorable Minister for Sports Development, distinguished Senator John Eno, my brother, the Minister for Housing and Urban Development, Architect Ahmed Dangiwa. I welcome you. Of course, the Chairman of the House of Representatives Committee on Diaspora Affairs, Honorable Tanko Adamu, my workaholic Chairman of NITCOM, Honorable Abike Dabri Elewa, all the stakeholders invited to this summit, representative of the Minister of State, Federal Capital Territory, ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to stand out this afternoon to make just a brief remark on this very important summit, Nigeria Diaspora Investment Summit, organized by Nigerians in Diaspora Commission. It is a well-established fact that Nigerians are in two categories: those in Nigeria and those abroad. Those of us who are in Nigeria were already at home, working very hard to see how we can drive the much needed change in Nigeria. The very critical, important component in this effort will be what we'll be able to bring in from Nigerians in the diaspora. The Nigerians in the diaspora are in better economies as things have unfolded. Nigeria has an ailing economy, and it's a collective responsibility for all of us to drive Nigeria to the required place of comfort and development. So this summit, investment summit, is very important because the target will be to bring Nigerians that are doing very well outside Nigeria to come home as Nigerians and partner with the Nigerian government. The government we have in place today is very hungry to bring about the desired change from what we are seeing so far. And therefore, there are no better partners in this effort than Nigerians that are well placed outside Nigeria, who are driving business and very prominent developments globally. In America, we have Nigerians at the top of many corporations, either as vice president, as executive director. We have Nigerians abroad who are making waves in the health sector, in technology, in agriculture, in power generation, so many businesses that are doing well. But these important Nigerians are over there. They are leaving Nigeria to grapple with its own efforts. People come from outside to do business with Nigeria, foreign business organizations. I don't think there's anyone that would be more patriotic than Nigerians that are on top of these businesses abroad. If they can come home and partner with the Nigerian government, they will be given access to all the facets and sectors of our national economy for them to make their own contribution. They should come and do business with us. They're not coming to help us. They should be able to come home and do business with the Nigerian government. And, of course, make their own profit, and will take part of the profit because they are Nigerians. They must take care of the home front. So this summit is very important and targeted at having access to Nigerians who can drive big businesses. Let them come home and invest. It's only by so doing that we'll be hoping to catch up with our needs. Many Nigerians in diaspora are calling us that we should do everything now to ensure that Nigerians in diaspora vote during the elections. It's very important, but the most critical thing is for them to help drive the process of development here. That's the most important thing. Because if we are still working on how to count our votes in Nigeria, and by the time we introduce internet voting and all that, maybe our results will not be ready in 2 years. You know. So, but the only way they can help us now is to attract their businesses. Come here. Nigeria is still a virgin ground for so many businesses. Virgin ground. When you go to America and see the conglomerates, even in retail business, you see them replicated in all the cities in the United States. Something like the Amazon, Tesco, and so on and so forth. In Nigeria, we don't have such businesses. So people who are outside should come home. They are also in a better position to have access to investment capital than those of us who are at home. If they can think and look inwards, we shall be helping ourselves. So this summit, this is the 6th in the series from what I have seen. I commend the chairman of NITCOM we need to also go out to mount this investment summit outside the shores of Nigeria. We should be able to go to America, go to Europe, Canada, everywhere, and put up investment summits for Nigerians in the diaspora so that they will know that they can actually come home and do business. Yes, let them come home and be with us. I've seen the Honorable Minister of Housing and Urban Development, because he's an architect, he knows what it is. He's already launching mortgage finance program for those in the diaspora. It's a veritable way of opening up the shores, because housing is a very critical component of national development, and we need to harvest our people all over the world. Everybody should put hands on deck. Let us work together and see what we can do for ourselves in the next 2, 3, 4 years and beyond. But the foundations must be laid now through collaborative efforts. So on this day, I am here to give you that goodwill message and to also tell you that we support your efforts in NITCOM. In the National Assembly, my younger brother, Tanko Adamu, has said so. We are here to listen to Nigerians and make laws that will lead to good governance in this country, and laws that will aid investment inflows into Nigeria. We must be able to attract investments into Nigeria to be able to support our economy. So we are ready at any time. Any sector can bring their own ideas to us. It's for us to make the enabling laws that will fast-track these visions so that Nigeria will really come up and be counted as a very developed economy. I thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you very much, distinguished. Thank you, we appreciate it. Thank you very much. A quick recognition of the technical advisor to the Honorable Minister of Agriculture and Nigeria, SAPZ coordinator, Federal Ministry of Agriculture, Dr. Kabiru Yusuf. I'm told he's in the room. Dr. Kabiru, where are you, sir? Please, a round of applause for him. Thank you very much, Dr. Kabiru Yusuf, for being here. Thank you. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we'll take a very brief remark from the Executive Governor of Rivers State, His Excellency Similaye Joseph Fubara, represented by Mr. Joe Johnson, Information and Communication Commissioner. Please welcome him with a round of applause.
Rivers State, created in 1967, lies on the coastal plain of the Niger Delta region of southern Nigeria and has remained one of
Your Excellencies, Honorable Ministers that are here, present, distinguished senators and members of the House of Representatives, our chief host, our dear sister, Dr. Abike Dabiri Erewa. My name is Joe Johnson. I'm the Commissioner for Information, Rivers State. And I bring you goodwill message from His Excellency, the Governor of Rivers State, Sir Siminalayi Fubara. His shoe is quite a big one. That's why I have 3 of my other colleagues, my brother Commissioner Victor Key, the Permanent Secretary of Ministry of Commerce and Industry, and the Special Advisor on Investments. The little clip that was to have been played here is a typology of what Rivers State represents. Rivers State is like a mini state in this country because it has all that you require. You talk about agro-industry, you want to look at forestry, palm oil business, all the palms, nipa and palm oil is a concentration of what you have in all the states in the Niger Delta, even cutting across to the northern states of this country. But the governor of this state, having just spent only 5 months, has tried to see how to cure the one city state that Port Harcourt or Rivers State is noted for. And we have a bill already before the State Assembly to open new towns and more. This will give the opportunity to our brothers who are in the diaspora to come and see how to help us develop those towns. And we have also gone further to set aside a sum of 4 billion naira to aid MSMEs and also empower our youth so that we can take them out of some of those social vices that will increase insecurity. And we have also established a bill which is before the Assembly to generate our own power, because power is key. If you must drive the MSC, then you must be able to do that. We're reaching almost all the other things that any investor would like to come, and we have created a very liberal environment to give investors some level of comfort. Rivers people are noted for being very hospitable. We are rich in our cultures, and I believe strongly that anybody who ventures into Rivers State any moment from now will get more than a triumphant entry, that kind of thing that we enjoyed when Christ came. So on this note, I want to say, the governor says I should say goodwill, I say good messages to you, to say that he's ever ready, he's there, and anybody who is willing to do any business is as free as air. I was peeved yesterday when I was told that Rivers State has never participated. This is about the 6th of this seminar, and we've never participated, and that's probably the reason why the governor, aside from sponsoring, being the chief sponsor, has also sent 4 of his functionaries to be able to show commitment. And I want to say that we're ready to do as much as Enugu State governor wants to do. Thank you so very much.
Thank you very much. Honorable Commissioner. Thank you very much. So, Enugu, you have a run for your money. All right, well, both Rivers and Enugu are also known for something, and that's football, and they do play good football. It brings us to that point where we welcome the Honorable Minister, because there is engagement for the diaspora in engineering sports for national development. Please help me welcome Honorable Minister, Federal Ministry of Sports Development, ever young, distinguished Senator John Eno. Welcome, sir.
Thank you and good afternoon. I recognize the Chairman Senate Committee on Diaspora, the Chairman House Committee, my colleague, the Minister of Housing. I recognize everyone present here, and very particularly, I recognize the Chairman of NIDCOM, my colleague, my neighbor, my friend. I thank her for the leadership that she's provided and she's continued to provide. The 6th edition of this summit and counting is not a joke. What it means is that this summit has become a brand upon which investors can actually invest. There's consistency, there is seriousness, and there is focus. So I congratulate her for her leadership. The MC talked about Enugu and Rivers as being great football states. And I've always tried to indicate a Minister of Sports Development and not necessarily Minister of Football. We got close to 30 sporting federations, and that is what the Ministry of Sports Development is about. Let me thank the organizers for this summit. It would not have come at a time better than now. And for me in particular, at the time that the leadership of this country, led by Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has found it necessary, to entrust upon me the charge to develop sports, and in addition, to lead the charge and to enable a revamp of the sports sector, just so that this sector would, continue to provide a means of livelihood and take millions of Nigerians out of poverty. And speaker after speaker has indicated how much Nigerians in diaspora have continued to matter to the rest of the world. In every thriving country of the world, it is said that if you take Nigerians out of their systems, those systems will almost virtually collapse. And you can go on and on. Take Nigerian medical professionals out of the UK health system, and you won't talk about it, they will talk about it anymore in glowing terms. If you go to the United States, for example, the most educated ethnic nationalities are said to be Nigerians. So you can go on and on. There are countless others from nations around the world. So for me, and being a diaspora event, I don't think I'm going to spend time trying to give you a lecture about who a diasporan is. But suffice it to say that I look at them as the most patriotic set of Nigerians, the most patriotic. I look at them as people that, most of them, very dissatisfied with the way our country is run, because they live in systems and in countries and in climes that have defined institutions. And they can't understand why Nigeria can't have such systems and such institutions. But in spite of how they feel, they haven't decided to reach for his scissors to sever the umbilical cord that ties them to their fatherland. So they're the most patriotic group of Nigerians. They are non-repentant believers in the greatness of our country, and I think I commend them a lot. It is therefore, a mere happy stance, and people have, made allusions to this fact, the contributions of the diaspora community to Nigeria's, push for foreign direct investment. And you've heard the figures from the World Bank, from the Budget Office. The figure of 168 billion, 168.33 billion is a dollars, not naira. It's a figure of the last 8 years, leading up to 2022. And if you subdivide that by those 8 years, it means that at least every year there's about $21 billion. And then if you cross-check that with the fact that as of April, Nigeria's foreign reserve just about $34 billion. So that is when you can appreciate the hugeness of these remittances to our country. And I think, so it continues, these remittances continue to assuage, the impact of foreign exchange scarcity and keeping the country's foreign reserve afloat. You can go on and on. And a breakdown of the figures will continue, are most revealing. So imagine, for example, that we didn't have this source. Next to oil, there's no major contributor to our foreign exchange earnings compared to diaspora remittances. So these are the facts, and these facts don't lie. They don't lie at all. And these facts tell both the informed and uninformed that this very important group, I would refer to as God's divine gift to Nigeria, has the power to determine our success or failure as a nation. So for me, they continue to hold relevance to the story of nation building. I'm happy, therefore, to stand before you to discuss engaging with the diaspora in engineering sports for national development. Our president got elected on an agenda, renewed hope agenda. And I think that about 5 months, what he has tried to do, and that agenda came with a promise to revamp the economy and a promise, in terms of the social lives of Nigerians. In line with this, Nigerians have begun to see the decoupling of the Hydra-headed administrative nomenclatures that have continued to hold us back. And I think I stand here as a ministry that is a beneficiary of that decoupling. We no longer talk about the Ministry of Youth and Sports. We talk about the Ministry of Sports Development. So this redefinition hereby makes it the sole responsibility for a new vision for Nigerian sports, for the drawing of Nigerian sports profile, for an accentuation of the value proposition map, and for a fit into place templates on which the future of sports shall depend. And, a renowned, South African of blessed memory, Nelson Mandela, in 2006, had said, sports has the power to change the world, that it has the power to inspire, that sports has the power to unite more than any other sector, that sports speaks to youths in the language that they understand, that sports has the power to provide hope where there is despair, that sports is more important than government in terms of, a solution to racial discrimination and debacles that exist. So this is the power of sports. Some other theorist, Maguire in 2015 said that sports, perhaps more than anything else, is the most potent instrument of communication that speaks to billions and billions of people. That's the power of this sector. And I dare say, for example, that going on and on, sports can transform the lives of individuals, and it bolsters physical, psychological, emotional, and social well-being and development. At the same time, sports plays a significant role in cultures and communities around the world. These factors alone justify investment in sports more than justify the investments that are required to make in sports. But there's also a growing understanding that sports programs merit support because they are powerful vehicles for achieving broader goals, particularly in advancing development and peace agendas. The development community has typically marginalized sports, viewing it as a relatively low priority among the host of needs and goals. Recently, however, an international movement has taken root that recognizes that sports does not have to compete with other sectors, that in fact other sectors can be made to achieve without having to invest in sports. The United Nations, the Inter-American Development Bank, government organizations, the Olympic and Paralympic committees, and corporate entities have banded together to think strategically about sports for development and for peace purposes. At the field level, dozens of programs have been harnessing the power of sports for physical education, humanitarian response, reconciliation, and peace building. And therefore, in alignment with the United Nations Sustainable Goals, for example, sports in Nigeria can help Nigeria in meeting the following national development goals: SDG 1, poverty reduction; SDG 2, zero hunger; SDG 3, good health and well-being; SDG 5, promotion of gender and equality; SDG 6 or 8, decent work and economic growth; SDG 9, industry, innovation and infrastructure; and then SDG 17, partnership for development. No doubt there are challenges in terms of all of these. The challenges of sports in Nigeria are not insurmountable. It will require the right strategy to set things running right. So many of us would easily say
it takes the will of government for anything to happen. But maybe one of the questions I'll ask you is, even though this is true, but not in its entirety, did it require, for example, the will of government to make Nigerians in the diaspora the second biggest economy outside of the oil sector in Nigeria? The answer is no. The diaspora didn't have to wait for government. The diasporans simply did what? They did what they should do. What is simply required at this time is a partnership between the government and the private sector for things to move. This is why we have zeroed in the ministry on the following as a means of reactivating the sports industry under our mandate. The following are focus areas. 1, welfare, activating and enabling a welfare system for both that caters for serving and retired athletes. 2, activation of the sports business industry that will inspire enterprise involvement and also bring about a marriage with entertainment that will see people not only rushing to feel the Trump stars, but also willing to part with little fees to access and enjoy the values and spectacles the athletes create. In fact, we are at the moment implementing the national sports industry policy that tends to promote sports as business and not just limited to recreation and to leisure. And the component of that is to drive sports in terms of the 3 I's, of infrastructure, of incentives, and of investment. 3, infrastructure development and redevelopment. 4, funding for sports development. 5, activation and proper coordination of early age and linking this to latent development and management. And 6, reorganizing sports development for impact. Whenever I've looked at the depth of the issues, and I've done so in the last couple of months, 2 months plus that I've sat on this job, I've been encouraged by the huge potentials that I find, by the huge development prospects that exist. And what are these opportunities? The statistics are before us. 1, Nigeria has an estimated population of more than 200 million. That is huge compared to anywhere else. And we have had a forecast of what is going to happen by 2050 that makes Nigeria almost come third to India, China. So that is huge for the sports sector. 2, the population distribution indicates that more than 60% of these numbers are youths. That again is huge. The next is Nigeria's possible population of active and passive interest in various sports is 158 million. And these numbers include fans and supporters of various sports. Across 30 sports federations, active participants were approximately 373,000. These numbers do not capture entry-level participants in primary and secondary school groups or sports. Next, Nigeria primary school enrollment, 25.6 million. Secondary school enrollment, 10.3 million, giving a total of 35.9 million. Activation of grassroots sports development will increase by 5% of this population, and into the national talent development pool that we're going to look at. In the UK and the US, the record access to facility ratios of 1.1 to 50,000 in the UK and 1 to 35,000 respectively. You can't compare that to access to facility in Nigeria that is 1 facility to about 900,000 people. The gap, of course, is obviously huge. Spectator sports contributed $71 billion to the US GDP, while outdoor recreation accounted for $427 billion in 2018. Sports and physical activities contributed £39 billion to the UK GDP and accounted for $82 billion for the UK economy over the same period. What do we have in Nigeria? In Nigeria, spectator sports recorded revenue of 359 million only, naira, 359 million, and contributed a mere 0.6% to our GDP. By 2022 figures indicate 0.33% to our GDP. And we can do better with sports. And we've already started engaging with the National Bureau of Statistics. Most of this is a problem of classification. Before now, sports is classified as leisure and recreation. But if you classify it as business, the contribution on our target is that sports should do much better in terms of our GDP. So the high figures in the UK and US are linked to the availability of facilities, television, and online streaming, marketing and curated programs and competitions. And I'll take that again. Availability of facilities, television, the power of the media, online streaming, all of these have continued to matter a great deal, and I think that we can do much better. Our vision in the Ministry of Sports Development of Sports Development is to establish a thriving sports industry that contributes over 7% to the national GDP with an annual net evaluation of over $3 billion by 2027. I envision the enablement of a multi-trillion naira sports industry that promotes excellence in sports and fosters talent development. I understand that this may seem audacious, $3 billion a year by 2027. A contribution to GDP of about 7% is audacious, I know. But we are in that season where the audacity to dream, the will to walk the talk, and the right relationships and partnerships that will act as ancillary to making this dream possible are required. This is why I'm here, to share with you the opportunities for investment in the sports sector of our economy and why this is the best time to do so. Our ability to go very close to these figures, hit or even surpass them, would mean lifting nearly 35 to 40 million Nigerians dependent on the sporting ecosystem to survival out of poverty. This shall also be simultaneously solving the problems around physical and mental health, latent or talent identification and development, national identity and pride, economic benefits to Nigeria, international recognition, social inclusion and empowerment, crime reduction, infrastructure development, educational opportunities, promotion of discipline and positive values, and global diplomacy. We can bring that greatness inherent in our youths working purposefully together to create a future that is hitherto unimagined. And like I said, there are lots and lots of possibilities. And I'm going to close this with a quotation. And what is this quotation? In the past, warfare was fought on the battlegrounds. Nations gained or lost territories for winning or losing. These days, the battle for dominance and control of markets and mind share is fought on the sporting turfs across the world. This is the age of sports diplomacy. It is about reputation. It is about image. It's about national greatness. And I need all of us to succeed in this regard. Nigerians in their millions are speaking to you through me to hit the call and to help to make sports Nigeria's leading employer of labor that it deserves to be. One of the main attractions of this summit is that I look forward to working together with the Diaspora Commission to convene a summit of similar manner for sports with the Ministry of Sports Development. And we got huge numbers of Nigerians that are out there, that are eager to invest, that are eager to come. What has happened to all the various sporting academies? What is the business behind the sporting academies? There is a lot, and there's a lot to do. I haven't found a sector more engaging and more empowering of the Nigerian youth compared to the sports sector. And I invite you all to be part of this journey, to turn our sports sector, to work for our country the way it has worked for other countries. I thank you.
A round of applause for the Honorable Minister. Thank you very much, sir. Honorable Minister of Sports Development, Distinguished Senator John Eno. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Wow. That does not just take the NDIS to states, but now it goes to every sector of the Federation. Another round of applause for the NDIS. While the Honorable Minister spoke, we had joining us the Honorable Minister of Interior. I want to welcome Honorable Dr. Olubimi Tunji Ojo. Thank you very much for joining us, Honorable Minister. We will now move on to the keynotes, and that's to be given by Dr. Ali Garba on the relevance of SMEs in emerging economies, Chairman and Chief Executive Officer, Akufai Capital Equities LLC, came all the way from the United States of America. We know it's a keynote, but I'm sure Dr. Garba sees the roll call, how long it is, and will help us save some time. Please, another round of applause for him. In the meantime, we'll take a group picture quickly. Dr. Garba will join. Yeah, there's a group picture. Dr. Garba will join in the picture. Dr. Badewa join in the group picture. River State Governor Representative, the group picture. We'll take a quick group picture. Group picture. Okay, they'll come up. The photographers prefer you come up the podium. We'll take this group picture quickly, and after that, Dr. Garba will be leading us on the relevance of SMEs in emerging economies. Dr. Badewa will join. Dr. Badewa.
I'm here.
Okay. Dr. Sule Yakubu Basi. Okay, he's there.
You come this side. Oh, sir.
King Ade, okay, he's here already. Easy. We'll take this quickly. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. The paparazzi guys, help us move the podium back quickly, please. Help us move the podium back quickly. Thank you very much. Let's move the podium. Please, please, let's move the podium back.
All right. Don't worry, from what we are speaking,
yeah, I love your speech.
We'll carry this summit to the diaspora.
Yeah, definitely.
We have to come
your speech was perfect.
Yeah, up.
What's your phone?
Again. It's okay. Just move it. Let's move the cable from this side. Okay. It's all right.
All right, thank you very much. A quick recognition of the NTA. They've been doing a live coverage of this, and thank you very much, the NTA, for staying on with us.
All right.
Good afternoon. Representative of His Excellency, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Honorable Kashim Shettima, GCFR, honorable members of the President's Cabinet, ministers, Director Generals, heads of parastatals, senators, members of the House, the chairman and CEO of NIDCOM, Honorable Dr. Abike Dabri-Irewa, the chairman and members of the organizing committee of Indies 2023, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I stand on all other protocols. It's an honor and a privilege to be here today as one of this year's speaker. First, let me take this opportunity to congratulate our new president and his vice for their election into our nation's highest office. Today, I've been asked to speak briefly on the relevance of small and medium enterprises in an emerging economy. It's a very broad topic, but a very important one too. I'll attempt in the 15 or so minutes I've been given to explain why this sector is actually the backbone and the blood of any economy. There's nothing that I'm going to say that others haven't already said it or that many within this audience don't already know. However, I'll try to highlight, to hit on some very important points that I've put in a paper. I've written a detailed paper with references, and it has a very detailed narrative on the vitality of MSMEs in any economy, not just emerging economy. So anyone who's interested in the full paper, for more in-depth analysis, I'm going to make it available through NIDCOM. So let me start by telling you how my presentation is going to go. I'm going to first quickly tell you what constitutes MSMEs, that is micro, small, medium enterprises, and then why they are important to any economy. Then what kind of constraints do they face? And then I'll talk about the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement, and also I'll then touch on a few highlights on what this country has done to support that sector. And then I'll end with conclusions and recommendations. I think this paper, I am more inclined to elaborate more a little bit on the recommendations, because we're talking about foreign direct investment. Foreign direct investments means we want capital to come into the country to stay for a long time, not portfolio investment that can be sold overnight. So with the right environment created, then we're going to see not just only Nigerians coming back to invest here, but the whole world is going to flood to this country. So how are MSMEs defined? MSMEs can be categorized according to the EU categorization. The EU defines them as micro, which is 10 or less employees, small, that would be 11 to 50, and then medium, 51, all the way to 250. And the World Bank defines the same categorizations: micro, less than 50 people, small, 50 employees, and medium, 50 to 200. MSMEs can also be classified according to turnover or the size of their balance sheet, but we're not going to go into that. Our main focus is going to be on the number of employees, because that's what is relevant for us. This country needs a lot of, our unemployed youths, to get work. So that's going to be the one we're going to focus on. MSMEs operate across various sectors of an economy, including manufacturing, services, agriculture, and technology. What makes these enterprises unique is their ability to adapt quickly to market demands, leveraging their local knowledge, and they foster entrepreneurship. Why are they relevant? There are 4 reasons why MSEs are relevant to any economy, not just emerging economies. 1, employment generation. 2, fostering innovation and technological advancement. 3, they foster economic growth and they reduce poverty. And then 4, regional development. So let's talk about employment. These enterprises are the major contributors to job creation in any country, including the United States. According to the World Bank, MSMEs represent 90% of businesses and more than 50% of employment worldwide. Formal MSMEs are responsible for up to 40% of the GDP of emerging economies. And when you add the informal sector, the contribution is even higher. They create 7 out of every 10 jobs. The World Bank projects that about 600 million jobs will be needed by 2030 to absorb the growing global workforce. In China, for example, as of 2008, MSMEs accounted for 99.7% of the total number of companies operating in the country. These enterprises also accounted for 81.89% of employment and about 60% of GDP. So that's how powerful that sector is to any economy. Let's talk about innovation and technological advancement. These enterprises often are at the forefront of innovation, driving technological advancement within their respective sectors. As we saw the various pitches, so many ideas presented to us here, the Diaspora for Investment, they are all technology-based, trying to change the way things are done or the way problems are solved. They are the catalyst for progress, challenging established norms. In other words, they change the way things are done. A notable example that all of us know would be the United States, for example, in the US, Silicon Valley. Companies like Apple, Google, Facebook, they all started as small enterprises. So what we saw today, some of the pitches we saw presented to us, those someday could end up becoming very, very large corporations indeed. Let's talk about economic growth. MSMEs play a crucial role in economic growth, obviously, because if they provide the largest proportion of employment and all economic activities, especially in developing economies. They are the engine that drive the progress of a nation, pulling it out, of a developing economy into a developed economy. By creating job opportunities, generating income, and contributing to the GDP, these enterprises can then be said they are the engine which drive a nation's prosperity. Let me quote from the book, a book titled Gambling on Development by Professor Durkin, professor at Oxford. China is no doubt the most striking success story in economic growth and poverty reduction in the last 4 decades. Its turning point was in 1979. Since then, its economy has grown spectacularly, reaching by 2019 a GDP per capita in constant 2010 US dollars 20 times higher than it was in 1979. Its success was especially remarkable because in the 20 years prior to 1979, its per capita income had only grown by 2.8% a year, in contrast to 8.5% a year in the subsequent 40 years. So what can we learn from this? Why am I using this as an example? Well, there's a reason why that happened. China's government had an unwavering commitment to industrialization via economic zones, industrial clusters, sound development policies, creating the rule of law, social safety nets, and providing robust infrastructure, that is roads, rail, ports, waterways, power. And some of the honorable distinguished guests here have mentioned that we need infrastructure. Without that, the economy is still going to languish. So that approach made it possible for all industries in China to mushroom. They gave birth to baby industries. So to be clear, let's also look at China. How did they discover that secret? China itself actually learned from somewhere. They learned from what we call the East Asian model. The East Asian model that was pioneered by Japan, South Korea, Taiwan, Hong Kong, and Singapore, which emphasized the acquisition of technological know-how, industrialization, and focusing on manufacturing for exports. This strategy was effective in reducing the high unemployment in China and decimating its poverty levels. So let's talk about regional development. MSMEs often operate in rural, remote areas, bringing development and prosperity to regions that are otherwise marginalized. By establishing their operations in these areas, SMEs promote inclusive growth and bridge the urban-rural divide. China, again, I will keep using China because that's the model that I have found by far, which has created almost a miraculous economic development. China organized its rural areas into economic zones, targeting strategic economic advantages of each zone. Towns and villages were organized into town and village enterprises and formed into manufacturing clusters, including industrial value chains. The scheme even evolved into some areas as one town, one product, with many MSMEs manufacturing just a component of a single product. The strategy effectively reduced unemployment and poverty, increased productivity, efficiency, and reduced the rural-urban drift. So I'm going to get to the reason why I'm giving these examples, because we need to borrow our own model from somewhere. So let's talk about the constraints that other countries have faced and how they overcame those. The typical constraints are securing loans, limited access to raw materials, access to markets, especially foreign markets, access to technology, poor technical skills, lack of adequate manpower, poor or inadequate infrastructure, which is lack of water, electricity, roads, warehouses, trucking, and so on. Of course, foreign exchange limitations like we're facing today in Nigeria, right? So to create an ecosystem that would give rise to the growth and prosperity of MSMEs, the government's policy ought to focus on those constraints, just as China did, just as the East Asian countries did, and their economies, and now today the leading economies in the world. I'm going to touch on the African Development Bank, African Free Continental Trade Area. This is going to be one huge opportunity for MSMEs to thrive. Now, Nigeria being the largest country on the continent with a very enterprising and very intelligent, entrepreneurial system, this is a big opportunity for us. The African Continental Trade Area went into effect in 2021, which now has created a single market in Africa and the biggest in the world. It is seen as an accelerant for regional and local value chains, which is going to create new businesses that would offer investors access to a population of 1.7 billion people by 2030. This is a huge opportunity for MSMEs in Nigeria and all across Africa. So let's look at Nigeria. What have we done to date in order for us to position ourselves to take advantage of that opportunity? According to the International Labour Organization, MSMEs contribute 45 to 48% to Nigeria's GDP, and about 96.7% or 36.9 million of all businesses in Nigeria are micro, small, medium enterprises, which provide about 84 to 90% of employment in the country. Out of all these MSMEs, or these small enterprises, 67% of them are youth-owned, and 98.8% of them are classified as micro. So we saw this yesterday and today. The pitches, they are all coming from young people. So this is the trend that has started in Nigeria because of policies already started by this government, or by previous government, and continued by this government. So clearly, MSMEs are the foundation of a strong and prosperous economy. So therefore, reforms should focus on doing all it can in order for this sector to be supported, to grow and thrive. Let's give credit to where credit is due. We've seen about 180 reforms to date implemented. We've seen the expansion of the national gas supply infrastructure, broadband infrastructure, rail transport infrastructure. All these are meant to assist that sector to thrive and grow. Now, let me make my concluding comment and make my recommendations. MSMEs are important and critical for the 4 reasons that I enumerated before: employment generation, innovation and technology, economic growth and poverty alleviation, and bringing development to remote areas of a country. In the case of our country, while appreciable efforts have been made, there is need to do more. Now, what am I recommending or suggesting for the government to do? Because poverty is unevenly distributed, but still big in the country. The largest population of poor people are in the north, about 67 million people, and about 47% in the south, about 47. So how do we tackle this issue? How do we address this problem? Now, my recommendation is, first, let's continue with the policies that have started, employing all the various agencies that the government has set up to try to create a fertile ground for MSMEs to thrive and grow. But we should do more. I am recommending that the government, like China did, we should zone it. The North should be zoned and targeted to facilitate the growth of MSMEs in the agri and agri-allied area. The Southeast should concentrate on industrial activities like we see in Aba. Then the South-South should target energy, oil and gas, renewable energy, something of that sort. We should create an ecosystem zoning for that. Sponsor research and development of technology related to those areas. And the Southwest, we should target heavy industry, shipping, high-tech, cocoa, and commerce. Now, I am also recommending that technology and innovation incubation centers should be set up accordingly, sponsored by the government. It provides funding for these young people to generate new ideas, and then when the idea has a proven concept, then private investment can go in there. The government should also provide or boost startups grants for promising inventions, as is currently done by countries like the United States. And then I am also encouraging the government to sponsor an annual award. You should give a prestigious annual award awarded during the Nigerian Diaspora Investment Summit or some other very relevant national, because that is going to encourage young people and anyone else who has an idea how to solve our problems. And that's how you create new industries. Our development strategy should be fashioned after what China and the South Asian countries did. We should focus on exports. We don't have foreign exchange right now. If we import everything we consume without focusing on what can we manufacture that we can export, the things that we used to consume, we should bring those companies should come and manufacture them in Nigeria. You create jobs, you produce enough for local consumption, and then you export across the African continent. Then, just as China and India did, foreign companies who wish to sell in Nigeria, instead of dumping their products, they should come and manufacture it here and provide jobs. They should provide jobs, and also technology will invariably sip down. Young people copy some of those ideas, just like China did, right? So, yes, you want to sell us your Indomie, come and manufacture it here. Partner with Nigerians. And I'm also suggesting, second to the last point, government should emphasize STEM education. Our focus away from STEM education, not emphasizing that, is a big mistake. India is deliberately focusing on STEM. We should do the same thing too. I understand the education budget has been raised to 25%. We need to do more and then focus on STEM all across the country. And then finally, in the area of infrastructure, roads, rail to move goods, bulk movement of goods and services. We also need to dredge our inland waterways so that goods can move all across, all the way up. You know, Benue, Niger, that's how you bring down the cost of moving goods and services. And then, finally, power. Without power, you know, you don't have industries. So we need to tackle that beast that has defied all efforts. Your Excellencies, honorable senators, House of Rep members, I thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Please give him another round of applause. Dr. Ali Garba, he is currently the chairman, CEO, Akufai Capital Equity, highly accomplished executive. Over 42 years of experience in the financial service industry. It's important you know that up till 2016, Dr. Garba taught for 12 years as an adjunct professor of Finance and Economics in the Luber School of Business at the University of Wisconsin. And he also taught MBA classes at Concordia University. Thank you very much. He's indeed an authority, and most of the things he said should not be taken for granted. Thank you very much. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we're coming towards the end of the occasion today, and I'll be bringing up right now for a brief remark, special remark, the Honorable Minister of the Interior. Please help me welcome Dr. Olubunmi Tunji Ojo.
Thank you. My brother, the Minister of Housing, Architect Dakingiwa, my colleague, once a National Assembly member is always a member. My colleague, the chairman of the Committee on Diaspora, I saw that Senator Victor Ume just left a while ago. And of course, my big sister, my big auntie, Auntie Abike, the chairman of NITCOM. All distinguished ladies and gentlemen, mine is very simple. For me, it's as simple as just giving a remark. I'm so happy that NITCOM is doing this because I sincerely believe that this is important for the next phase of development of Nigeria. I said it when the chairman was in my office. I said there are a lot of potentials and opportunities in the diaspora, and the responsibility of NITCOM is not just to rescue people, it's not just to come through when Nigerians are in distress. The responsibility of NITCOM involves the economic development of Nigeria, how to bring and domesticate some of these resources offshore, down here, is a key responsibility of NITCOM, and I'm happy that this is really happening. For us, as Ministry of Interior, our job is very simple, to make sure that there's internal security, and of course, to make sure that your traveling, entry and exit, becomes as seamless as possible. And I think that's what we're trying to do. And I can tell you, this is the era of renewed hope under the leadership of the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR. And I can tell you that apart from maybe London and in the US, perhaps maybe Canada, where we are still trying to solve some issues, today, issue of Nigerian passports abroad is quite better than it used to be. And I can give you one promise. We will not rest until it becomes as seamless as possible. By the grace of God, once the passport front offices, which we are starting, kicks off, you can be rest assured that there will be a permanent solution to this problem. And for our people in Canada, I use Canada as an example because Canada is the second largest country on earth by virtue of size after Russia. But for us to have only one passport office in Canada is unacceptable. It's unacceptable. We must decentralize it. We must, as a government, start taking services to the people and not the people running after services of government. We must change the narrative. We can't continue in the same way and expect a different result. By the grace of God, by February, we assure you that it will have been sorted. Also, when President Bola Ahmed Tinubu came on board, precisely when I was made Minister of Interior, we inherited a passport backlog of 204,332. We made a promise to Nigerians that we were going to sort it in 2 weeks. But unfortunately, it was one of the few promises that was pretty difficult for me to keep. But the good thing, the bad news was that we weren't able to do it in 2 weeks. But the good news was that we sorted it in less than 3 weeks. And also, we're bringing a lot of reforms, because this is important, because this is diaspora. I know what Nigerians in diaspora go through. I have families, I have friends, and I know the pain. And I say this, being a Nigerian should not be difficult. It should be a thing of joy. And that is it. And that's why we are here. That's why the renewed hope is here. By the grace of God, before the end of December, we are changing the whole dynamics. The only thing when it comes to passport application process, you need to go to any passport office to do, either in Nigeria or in diaspora. It's just only your biometric, that's all. Everything, including uploading of documents, when people will be asking you for, go and bring your mother's birth certificate, go and bring your daddy's wedding certificate, it's over. Because the only way to eradicate corruption in the system is to avoid human contact as much as possible. So we are, by the grace of God, automating all this whole process. And by February, when Nigerians request for passport, when you apply for your passport, you have no business going back to immigration office to get your passport. Your passport must be delivered to your homes and to your offices. It's not rocket science. People go to post offices in the UK and they get their passport. How many people in America go to immigration office? It doesn't happen. We are not saying we should, we are not trying to create the abnormal. We are only saying copy, adapt, and paste. Simple. Copy, adapt, and paste. It's not rocket science. So by the grace of God, these are initiatives we're bringing. And I want to tell you, the best thing is, if you know you don't want to see this surprise, make sure you come to Nigeria before February. Because by February, by the grace of God, when you come in through any of our immigration, any of our international airports, the 5, Lagos, Abuja, Kano, Enugu, and Port Harcourt. When you come in, trust me, you'll be proud carrying a Nigerian passport. And what we are going to do, we are, as a matter of fact, by tomorrow, the team will be leaving for UK to inspect, and within the next 2 weeks, we'll start our installation process of our e-gate project. What that means is that once you are a Nigerian carrying a Nigerian passport, by February, we want to assure you, you have no business meeting an immigration person at your point of entry. When I go to London or I go to Dubai, I stay on the queue. The Emirati or the British, it passes through a smart e-gate. We want to repeat that experience here. And by the grace of God, by February, the project will be delivered in our 5 airports. So once you come with your Nigerian passport, you just scan your passport with your fingerprint. It identifies it's you. Then you go. We give you a seamless experience. I say this, what the president has told us, he told us emphatically, none of us, and I'm happy my brother is here. He told us point blank, I know the problems, so don't come and tell me about problems. I am not here for excuses. I want solution. That's what he has told us. And I want to assure you, for you in the diaspora, we know you have a lot to do with the Nigerian Immigration Service. And I say this, please, and I want to plead with you. Whistleblowing is a patriotic responsibility. I see people complain. People complain, tell us where. Tell us who. Please, it's important. Because when there are no repercussions for misdeeds, believe me, misdeed will always become a norm. But when there are repercussions, when you know for every action, there will be an equal but opposite reaction, people will sit up. Help us to serve you. We want to serve you. We want the renewed hope not to be in words. We want it to be in action. We want it indeed. And we want the next phase of Nigeria that we have just started to be greater than the past. May God bless the president. May God bless Nigeria. Thank you and God bless you.
I think he deserves a standing ovation. Talk about young people in leadership. That's clear, exemplary, and it's just, it is what it is. If you know, you know. That was amazing. I heard King Wale ask someone, am I still in Nigeria? Was that a Nigerian minister speaking? Nigeria is not hopeless, it's a hopeful country. Let me very quickly recognize the presence of another distinguished Nigerian, very distinguished Senator Benga Shafat, MD FHA. He's right here in our midst. Another great Nigerian doing great things here in the country. Thank you very much for being here, sir. At this point, Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we'll come to the high point, the concluding point of this opening ceremony before the tour of the exhibition booths, which my colleague Jerry Jime will be anchoring very shortly. We'll come to the launching of the Diaspora Housing Mortgage Scheme by Honorable Minister, Federal Ministry of Housing and Urban Development, Architect Ahmed Musa Dangiwa. He will be coming up to speak briefly, and then I'll invite Mrs. Fumilayo Braithwaite to coordinate the luncheon proper. Please, another round of applause for the Honorable Minister, sir. Thank you.
The Honorable Minister of Interiors, our brother, Bai Ojo, the Honorable Minister of Sports that just left, and the Honorable Minister of State FCT, the Senate Chairman on Diaspora that has just left, Senator John Eno, and our able Chairman of the House Committee on Diaspora, Honorable Tanko Adamu, the Chairman CEO of NITCOM, the heads of processes of the agencies here present, the MD of FHA and the Executive Director, FMBN, representative of NCC, other partners and sponsors of this program, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I would like to begin by appreciating and acknowledging the innovative drive of the Nigerian Diaspora Commission under the chairmanship of Honorable Abike Dabri. We want to thank them for the good work they are doing and actualizing the mandate of the Commission. Over the years, which I've attended at least one or two of these investment forum, we have seen NITCOM champion several initiatives and programs that are helping our country leverage on the massive potential of our diaspora for natural development. This 6th edition of the Nigeria Diaspora Investment Summit is only one of such strategic programs that are helping to deepen the engagement and participation of diaspora in Nigeria across several sectors, including housing and real estate sector. I can say that we have over 20 million Nigerians in diaspora, remitting average of over $24 billion per annum. This is equivalent to over 24 trillion naira per annum, which is equivalent to our annual budget. Substantial part of this remittance are invested in real estate. So, Madam Chairman, we commend your leadership, the support of your team and the partners, and pray for more of strength and wisdom to tap this huge investment potential. Today, I'm delighted to be here to speak at this summit under the theme, New Vista, New Vision, New Aspiration, the Diaspora and National Development. This is because I believe it is important to communicate and ensure that diaspora, that Nigeria is open to business in the housing and real estate development space. His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, has a bold vision for the sector and is committed to backing it up with the necessary potential that will break down all the barriers that discourage investment in the sector. As the Minister of Housing and Urban Development, I have taken Mr. President's vision, as my brother has just said, and I'm determined to actualize it. Our aim at the ministry is to implement the most historic housing and urban sector reforms the country has ever witnessed. We want to drive through the initiatives that will create an enabling environment for easier, safer, and profitable private sector investments in the sector. A notable part of our housing sector reforms that is of particular interest to the diaspora is investing in the housing real estate sector is land reforms. What we envision is a streamlined land administration that cuts through the bureaucratic bottlenecks and systemic barriers or inefficiencies to ensure cost-effective and efficient access to land for both individuals and investors in the country. Currently, we have a situation where the Land Use Act, which was enacted since 1978, has no set up alongside it to provide the necessary framework, guidelines, and regulations for operationalizing it. Just like we have a Nigerian Diaspora Act, Nigerian Diaspora Commission is the one actualizing it. The Land Use Act has no such agency that drives its processes. His Excellency, under the Renewed Hope agenda of Mr. President Bola Tinubu, we aim to fix this systemic anomaly. We are working to establish a National Land Commission. Part of their work will be to outline clear implementation guidelines for the Land Use Act to chart a new path for effective land administration in the country. Last week, I met with the leadership of the Presidential Technical Committee that has been established on land reforms. A renowned committed scholar, Professor Peter Wadeni, where I committed to incorporating all the comprehensive work they have done over 14 years in our land reform strategy. As the renowned scholar said, experience shows that a nation never develops if it doesn't conduct land reform. This will be done under the Renewed Hope plan of housing. The second is the nationwide adoption of the model mortgage foreclosure law. The model mortgage foreclosure law provides contemporary provisions on the creation, registration, and enforcement of mortgages, along with remedies like foreclosure and the enforcement of mortgages on real properties and related purposes in Nigeria. As of today, this model mortgage foreclosure law has been passed in only 4 states of Lagos, Kaduna, Ekiti, and Nasarawa states. We aim to drive its passage in all the states of the Federation as part of our efforts to ensure that investment in the housing and the mortgage sector are protected. Under the Renewed Hope agenda of Mr. President, we are also particular about boosting local manufacturing of building materials. Nigeria's shortfall of the supply of quality housing stock presents a good opportunity for investors. To drive this, we aim to establish and create an enabling environment for private sector players to produce building materials locally, to lower costs, create jobs, grow the economy, and also ultimately ensure inclusive growth. To do this, we are planning to establish 6 building material manufacturing hubs, 1 in each of the political zones of the country. The hubs will be provided with relevant facilities, including access to roads, electricity, fit-for-purpose housing, and relevant linkages to manufacturers to site their firms and operate. We are also proposing relevant incentives that will make it more profitable and rewarding for the private sector to manufacture building materials locally. I would like to say that personally, I do not worry much about the challenges that we have in our country today. I encourage each one of us, especially the diaspora, to have that mindset. These challenges represent opportunities for us to make a difference and chart a more progressive path forward. And I think that this is the essence of this summit. The good news is that we now have a president who is a visionary, a problem solver, a game changer, with the political will to get the right thing done. And as a ministry, we are willing to support diaspora initiatives in the housing and urban development space, as well as encourage partnership with the diaspora towards making a change in the housing and urban development narrative of our dear country. It's important for me to state that when we think about diaspora, we are not only thinking about them, about their own resources, or them chasing the finance to develop our country, but we also see them as Nigerians who, although they are abroad, or are desirous of owning houses here at home. It is in line with this thinking that when I was the MD of Federal Mortgage Loan of Nigeria, I developed the Diaspora Housing Mortgage Loan in collaboration with the Nigeria Diaspora Commission. The Diaspora Housing Mortgage Scheme is designed to enable Nigerians. I'm happy that the MD of the Federal Mortgage Bank has sent his representative, the Executive Director of Loans and Mortgages. He is here with us. This housing mortgage scheme is designed to enable Nigerians living overseas participate in the National Housing Fund scheme so that they can access up to 50 million naira to own their own homes in Nigeria. Participants can access the loan via the National Housing Fund. It's a loan that the mortgage bank gives, or the rent to own, or the individual construction loan, where if you have a land with the title, they can give you the money so that you build your house by your own, incrementally. The terms are affordable and best market rates that you can have. This includes a single-digit interest rate of 9% and a payback period of 10 years. So as part of the initiative, the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria will facilitate the construction of meet the specification of Nigerians in diaspora. I will say that the FMBA is not the only agency under the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development. I'm happy that the MD of the Federal Housing Authority, who's an agency under the ministry also, they are delving into catering to the housing needs of diaspora. The FHA is also involved in part of the ministry's sector-wide sector efforts to cater for the diasporans. They have undertaken to develop a diaspora city project under the PPP arrangement, comprising the FHA, the Nigerian Diaspora Commission, NITCOM, and the Federal Capital Territory. I'm sure if time permits, the MD may likely present the estate of the diaspora city for you to see. So Nigerian Diaspora Commission, the Federal Capital Territory, and the private sector, they have to collaborate. The project is situated in Maitama 2 with over 675 hectares of land. The FCT administration has committed to opening the road and providing the relevant infrastructure. The Diaspora City project is designed to have bungalows, semi and duplexes and detached duplexes and mansions to reflect its inclusive essence. Overall goal is to ensure that our brothers and sisters sojourn abroad, they also have a decent shelter over here in Nigeria to call homes. So today I want to say that I'm excited to be the Honorable Minister of Housing and Urban Development to launch the Diaspora Mortgage Scheme, which I initiated as the MD CEO of the Federal Mortgage Loan of Nigeria on this auspicious occasion. Indeed, I consider it a positive twist of fate. Yes, and I want to use this opportunity to urge Nigerians in diaspora to seize the opportunity in the scheme, as the scheme affords them to actualize their dreams of owning affordable homes in their country, Nigeria. I'm aware that the mortgage scheme is set to be launched in the United Kingdom, Canada, and the United States soon. And it is my hope that the diaspora community will take full advantage of this opportunity and the massively subscribe to its short and long-term benefits. As I conclude my speech, I would like to assure you of the Federal Ministry of Housing and Urban Development's commitment in sustaining the necessary collaborations, partnerships, and engagement with the relevant stakeholders in the housing and urban development sector, as we all work together towards ensuring the success of Diaspora Housing Mortgage Scheme, provide affordable housing, and ensuring sustainable urban development for Nigerians. I thank you for your attention, and may God bless Nigeria.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister.
At this juncture, I hereby formally and officially launch the Diaspora Housing Mortgage Scheme
Thank you
Nigerians
very much, sir.
living abroad.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Another round of applause for the Honorable Minister. Very shortly, he will be back upstage for the official lunch. But I'm going to just invite distinguished Senator Gbenga Ashafa for a very brief speech. He's MDFHA. He will just speak very briefly before we launch. Distinguished Senator Gbenga Ashafa, sir.